I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right. I think we're live 10 drink minimum here in City Hall Studios. My name is Chris.
James Smiley.
Ooh. Who else
And
is
I'm
here?
Holly Bird.
I'm Ray Basuda.
Ooh, Ray's blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hold that down. Yeah, Ray and I are a little under the weather. We don't have like the coronavirus or anything, but I knew that was going to come up, so I just wanted to go ahead and stomp it down.
Elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's just allergies. Ray, you were telling me like you have some fucking crazy like regimen.
Yeah. I had to go to a doctor, and I was like telling him, I was like, pretty much every spring and fall it starts to kill me, and I was telling him like all the different things, and he was saying that pretty much just short of like having to get injections regularly. He's like, you're a big dude. He's like, I would just recommend a regimen of Zyrtec twice daily, pretty much through each one of the seasons. And he's like, that's what you're going to have to do. And I was telling Chris that if I miss like one of those afternoons or one of those mornings,
you're done.
I feel it. It kills me.
I also have fall allergies, and most of my friends have never heard of that. So they are like, no, you have a cold.
It's like
you're
right
not.
around like August. Like
Yep,
it just starts
same.
like killing me. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. We have a special guest in studio. We have Zion Miller, who's the CEO of, would you call it an app, or what would you call it?
Not quite yet. It's essentially a subscription business that provides drink coupons to local craft breweries.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called ABQ Brew.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of young ladies on the show a while back when we did our show at Monk's, and they were the owners at that time of ABQ Brew. And since then, you and your colleagues have kind of like acquired the company. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've kind of come in and digitized it a little bit, kind of spent some time working with the partner breweries to see where we could improve it for both them and the existing subscribers. So now we're just getting ready to roll that back out.
Well, right on, man. Well, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So one new addition that we've added to the show is we now have a bar here. And
Awesome.
I asked Smiley last night, I said, hey, what would you like to make for everybody on the show? And he's like, I don't know.
It's new and I forgot. I was supposed to be thinking about this week. I didn't make any specialty syrup, so I was like,
I decided. And I don't know how this is going to go.
Oh, no. What is it?
I don't know either, Holly. He's been very secretive about this today.
So there's a drink that I used to drink all the time that, like you'd get out of a vending machine.
Oh, no.
And we had this discussion on the show.
and
it was like one of those moments where I just realized that this was for underage drinking.
or workplace drinking.
I was all day drinking.
Chris, you didn't know this.
Are these Zimas?
Is it for Loco?
It's none of that.
Okay.
It is none of that.
You want me to show
Four
it?
Locos for drinking?
Hey, I used to be a PA on a show here in town, and we would wrap our Four Locos in paper towels and get super trashed.
Four Loko is a very specific type of drinking that
Pop
you're
this out
intending
here,
to
Smiley.
go
I want
to.
them to say what we're going to drink here today.
All right. These are what we sold the most of for mixers at a liquor store.
Boom.
Sobe.
I don't know if you noticed this. Every flavor is based on a mixed drink.
It's based
Because
It
these are
is.
supposed to be mixed with liquor.
Yes.
So when you go on the Sobe website, they actually have recipes with alcohol for their drinks.
I'm so excited
I
right
had no
now.
idea.
And
Yeah,
you
no
can't
idea.
tell, like, drink it down about here, filled up to there with booze,
Yeah.
and you're just drinking at your desk.
even has, like, the measurement
I got my
marks.
Sobe.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. I
Just
haven't
get my
had one of
sugar rush.
these since high school.
So tell us the three flavors that you have and kind of the ideas behind
So
those.
we have pina colada,
Okay, obvious.
strawberry daiquiri,
Okay.
and then the third one, I don't know, it's like
It's a strawberry banana.
strawberry
Yeah.
banana.
Okay.
Oh my
Lots
God,
of things
I'm so
you can do
excited.
with that one.
Right.
The
They also
light
make a
pink
mojito.
one. Yes.
Right.
They
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
it's like it's ridiculous. These are made.
For making
Yeah.
drinks.
The strawberry daiquiri one
Mind
is my
blown.
jam.
Crazy.
The strawberry daiquiri one looks like a little bit of Pepto.
It's
Oh yeah.
it's delicious.
We got some rum to go along with these guys
Yeah.
today.
Okay.
So he's gonna make us some drinks. Now to go along with that, since you came and you're on the show, we do have an alcohol that our guests, if you're new to the show, you have to take a shot
Yeah.
of.
It is a
Are
tradition.
you willing to do that? Are you ready?
Yeah,
It's
let's
called
do
Malort.
it.
Have you ever heard of Malort?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay.
A recap for those listening at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Malort is an alcohol that is made only in Chicago,
Okay.
and you can only get it in Chicago. I had to actually get this bottle special, and there are Malort reaction videos on
Okay.
YouTube. So just so you know, this is not going to taste good.
All right.
Are you
It's-
ready? Are you willing to do this? Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Oh man! All right. So yeah.
And
So can
maybe
we-
we can have Smiley get him like a backup drink to wash it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make what we'll do is we'll make a
Yeah.
drink. So start telling us about ABQ Brew, and then we'll get that ready for you.
Cool, yeah. So I guess the easiest way to explain it's kind of back to that earlier definition on providing our subscribers with coupons to further explore some of the craft breweries they aren't really familiar with.
Yeah.
And we kind of give them an incentive to get out of their comfort zone and explore the thriving beer community
Yeah.
here.
So there's like 60 plus breweries now, and how many of those do you guys have like deals with?
So previously they had about 9 partner breweries, but we've been working pretty hard the last month or so to really expand to as many of them as we can. But we're planning on doing about 3 or so of them a
Wow.
month.
So when you
That's
say
awesome.
doing 3 or like just adding 3 or so a month?
Like 3 coupons for our subscribers to
So like how does
utilize.
someone? So when is the launch? Number one.
The launch we're looking at the next 2 weeks here.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
And so how would somebody get like a subscription? Like it's a subscription service.
Yeah. So through our website, which is just abqbrew.com, sorry. And yeah, everything's on there all ready to go. And then
Wow.
you get your coupon
How
sent
much
right to your
does it
inbox.
Not to
Costs
correct
every
you, but I
month.
do think it is ABQ-Brew.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Good job, Ray.
Thanks for that.
How much does it cost somebody to subscribe to this?
It's $9.99 a month.
Okay.
So.
And what do these coupons get people for the $9.99 a month?
So you can redeem them at our partner breweries for free beers. essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You
That's
get, like,
worth
for
it.
$9.99 you get 3 beers.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not bad at breweries.
Right.
No.
That's not bad at all.
Exactly. You're paying anywhere between like 4 to 6 regularly, so you're getting
Yep.
this and getting exposure to possibly some new breweries that you aren't normally getting a chance to
Exactly,
see,
yeah.
or just trying out some new stuff. I think that's really cool. Especially Albuquerque Magazine used to do this thing called the Beer Passport.
Oh, yeah, yep.
And you'd go around to all these different breweries, you'd get stamps, and you'd get an opportunity to really try out all these different spots. So I think that having that in a digital format is feels
Yeah.
very similar to what you guys are trying to build there too.
So what I like about it too is that this is almost like a subscription box, but you go out and experience things instead of being an introvert and
right.
staying in
Right.
your house. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
don't you guys are you guys going to do like events as well? Like
Yeah. We're really hoping to kind of integrate into that craft beer community a little more and get
okay.
people
I love
out to
that.
those events and just
have you
exploring all
had
that.
have you had any like are most of the breweries pretty receptive to what you guys are doing, or are there like some that are like, nah, we're not really into that? I mean, does it
Yeah.
seem like across the board everybody's pretty up to it?
Yeah, I'd say the majority of them are pretty excited about the idea, and the communities seems pretty tight knit. It's kind of they aren't as competitive as other
Yeah.
industries with one another. Everyone's really friendly, so it seems like a perfect candidate for
Have you
this
had
kind
any
of
pushback
service.
at all? Like people are like, get the hell out of here, son.
Nothing that bad, no.
You walk in,
Definitely.
you're like, hey, have you heard the good word? And they're all, get out.
not yet, but maybe down the road we'll see.
So how did you guys decide? Like, I know that this like existed and you guys kind of like purchased it away or inherited it. I don't know how you got it, but like what made you guys decide you wanted to do this?
Yeah, so Catherine and Molly actually came into one of my classes when I was at UNM, and
Oh, wow.
we're kind of talking about the idea, and I went and
Okay.
met with them, and from there we just kind of found some synergies that my team and I could apply to.
I haven't heard that word in a while. Synergy.
Yeah, I came from a long week in corporate America, so it's
Oh,
still,
really?
yeah.
So what's your background?
So I'm over at HP right now, but transitioning out of that, a lot in the kind of forecasting space and strategy in terms of
Do you guys have
finance.
So you guys sound a lot more like business-like than they did. I mean, not trying to say anything about them, but like you're talking about boardroom meetings and like
Yeah, that's
synergy and
that's definitely a bit more of my background. I spent a
Okay.
while living in Japan, studying all that and whatnot. So
damn.
hoping to kind of come back and apply it here.
Just go ahead.
No, I've been looking at the Instagram, and I don't know exactly when you guys took over, but you can see an obvious branding change at a certain point, and it looks like in April is going to be the 2-year mark from whenever they originally started putting new information out. What are some of the biggest changes from what they were doing to what you're trying to take it to now, with only being a couple weeks away from launch?
Yeah, so right off the bat, we kind of came in and digitized it, so it's housed in people's phones.
And how were they doing it before you guys started to
Yeah.
digitize it? That's what I'm trying to figure out, is how do you have a physical form of
Right,
this?
right.
Yeah.
They were cutting out physical coupons and then mailing that to their
Oh
subscribers.
my God, really?
Wow.
So I think
And that was in 2018. This is not like,
No.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I think that got like a little cumbersome for them.
Oh,
It was
absolutely,
a
yeah.
lot of work to do that, but
Yeah.
we've taken that factor out.
Yeah.
So
For the people that are just tuning in, the drink that Smiley is making us is Sobe. Which one? It's
strawberry daiquiri.
hold on, let me turn it back. There you go. Do that again.
It's a strawberry daiquiri.
It's a Sobe strawberry daiquiri with rum.
wow.
It's pretty delicious. Did you guys try it already?
Yes, it's so good. I'm so excited for the strawberry banana one.
I like it.
I'm so excited. This is the best idea you've ever had, Chris.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was. I'm glad he reminded me of it because it was one of those really aha moments. I was like, yeah, those are supposed
Oh
to be.
gosh.
Oh,
So we have the shot of, so like the new tradition on this show is for, if you're new, then you have to do a shot of Malort. So this drink, yeah. So I mean, are you heavy? I mean, do you drink a lot? I mean, hopefully you drink beer
Yeah, a bit.
a bit. So do you drink hard alcohol very often?
Yeah, that's kind of more my
All right.
forte.
So for the fans out there, this is the shot of Malort. People like really came out this week and were like, they would hit me up and they go, I kind of want to try it.
Yeah.
And Smiley,
I got
can
the
you-
same
Can
thing.
you read the description on the back of the Malort bottle again? I love that
Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one they took off? Like, prepare to have your jaw kicked in the balls or
Oh,
whatever.
jeez.
What's like the closest thing you could
I don't know.
relate it to?
Liquid rubber bands. Have you
Yeah.
like if you
Liquid rubber
imagine what the rubber bands off of the mail that you get
Yeah,
taste like?
like
Okay.
off an old newspaper.
I as a liquor drinker, I would compare it to if you mixed Campari with like a really peaty Scotch.
Oh,
Okay.
that's pretty damn close.
See, now that actually sounds nicer than my
That's-
Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
But that's exactly
Yeah.
what it tastes like. And anyone that's had
Yeah.
that cannot. That's that combination. You'd be like, that doesn't sound right.
Right.
Campari and a peat Scotch.
Yeah. That's
did
what
you-
it is.
How did you find it? What's the story
so-
with that?
I would listen to these podcasts in Chicago, and they would talk about it. One of the guys like worked for Malort,
Okay.
and they were just like, "Yeah, it's disgusting." So then I went to Chicago to go watch the Cubs play, and you go to any bar, and they have it everywhere. And shot of Malort in an old style. That's just what you do, And so I was like, I got to get some of that, bring it back here. And one of the local bars has a hidden bottle in there. They can't sell it because it's it's not legal to sell it here.
Yeah.
And so we have a bottle that we will sip on, just to
Right.
give. Yeah, you make people try it. So go ahead and like say your name, and then and I'm about to do a shot of Malort to the camera.
All right. Which one? This one?
This is right here.
All right. I'm Zion Miller, and I'm about to do a shot of Malort.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see. He seems to take it very well.
Yeah.
It's that initial one's not too bad. It's the
Yeah.
afterburn
Yeah.
that really gets you.
Right.
It tastes like
Yeah.
hot rubber bands.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, how do you feel about that?
It seems fine. Kind of like a weird aftertaste and like effect on your throat.
Is that something you would order again at a bar, or order at a bar?
I think it depends on like the
Wow.
environment I'm in.
Okay.
You definitely would order it for your friends, though.
Yeah.
I got everybody a shot. Let's do a toast.
Yeah, people act like, oh, Fireball, yuck. Be like, imagine if you guys are going out like, we're drinking Malort tonight. Yeah.
See,
No.
I've had
Nobody
it before.
says that.
It grows on you. That's how it can actually like accurately place its taste profile. While it's like
Right.
Campari, but if you threw in
Yeah.
like a really peaty Scotch,
It's almost like
You're like-
grapefruit-ish.
Ooh, really?
Something-
I haven't heard that before.
Some kind of...
Oh, yeah, Smiley, will you read the back of the bottle again?
Yeah.
I wanted to hear their description.
let's see here. Jepson's Malort has the aroma and full-bodied flavor of an unusual botanical.
An unusual
Okay.
botanical.
Its bitter taste is savored by two-fisted drinkers.
And it says on their website, 1 out of 49 people will like this. It's like,
It's an
wow,
interesting
really?
Marketing campaign.
See, right.
Oh, welcome to Malort. You're probably not.
I feel like we're doing probably more for Malort than they've done for
I know.
themselves. Like
We
the
do
last-
more for Malort than Malort does for themselves.
Right. No kidding.
We love Malort more than Malort loves them.
So so we're if you're just joining us, we have Zion Miller from ABQ Brew here, and it's basically, I wouldn't know if you call it a site. I guess
Exclusive membership service. is
a
what
membership
their website
service where you
There
can
we go.
pay
A subscription.
about $9.99 a month, and you get three beers at breweries that are what do you call it?
Partners.
Partners,
Partner
yeah,
with
partners,
us,
yeah. Sorry.
And how many do you have signed up right now?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good question.
So there may be a couple more over the weekend. I kind of
Okay.
need to check in with everyone, but for sure we're starting with Cactus this
Okay.
this first round.
Okay.
Is that the place that has like all the different ciders and stuff? It's over there by the Axe place, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
Cactus is in Bernalillo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
They had a location here in Albuquerque, but I don't know if they do anymore.
I'm not sure.
No, they
on
don't.
one
It's
for
just
Albuquerque.
Bernalillo.
They
You're
had-
thinking of the cider place.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
So Cactus, they did have a location up in Nob Hill.
The craft room is what I was
Yes.
thinking
Yes.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first place you're gonna do it with is in Bernalillo. So I'm gonna have to drive out. Have you ever been there? It's like the most New Mexico brewery.
I've
It
Never
is.
gone to
It is the
Bernalillo.
most New Mexico
Yeah.
you can get.
You drive out there. You drive on dirt roads. You turn. There's chickens, goats running around, and then there's like solar panels on the right, and then it's like in a house.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, eh.
Interesting.
What do you guys think of the Sobe? With
I like it.
It's really good.
I'm into
It's actually
it.
really good, right?
Yeah.
Would you drink this at work?
Yeah.
Would you
Yes.
drink this at work?
I would.
Well, then I also got it because like I have my allergies, so I have like this phlegm thing in the back of my throat, and Sobe is always like really good for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have trouble finding it because you don't find it as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the last
I didn't
time I-
even know they made it anymore, to be honest with you.
Didn't
Well-
it used to be like on one of the taps, like back in like the 90s?
Yes.
Like maybe I'm thinking like Taco Bell or somebody.
Yeah.
It was like one of the big
Oh, yeah,
places
yeah.
used to have it on tap. There.
Didn't they used to have that weird energy drink? It was like Sobe Dr. Thunder or
Oh, I don't
something like that.
know.
It
Yeah.
was crazy.
That sounds gross.
It was delicious, but it also made you feel like you were on methamphetamine. So
But if you go to Sobe's website, here's what's so funny. Like this was the like revelation that we had. Is like we went like James is like, yeah, did you not know those are mixers? And I was like, no.
Well, yeah, because
I had no idea.
if you go like they have vending machines for them, so like you go like
Yeah.
I always get them because you go from like one class to another on campus, and you'd be like, oh, I'll grab a Sobe. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Take that to my next class.
Day drinking.
And so you go to their website, and every Sobe they make, they have a recipe for a special drink, and it'll say vodka or rum optional. So yeah, so you could put some of these. You could put vodka in them. So
Ooh,
we'll see. We'll see what
I
happens.
like
Yeah.
vodka.
But yeah, if at any point you need a drink, just let us know. We have beers here.
Awesome.
So what's your guys' goal? Like your short term goals, your long term goals for this this subscription service?
Yeah, so first off, we're really just wanting to drive some more traffic to some of these unrecognized locations like Cactus. kinda
Oh
get
come
people
on, you
out
want to make a bunch of
exploring.
money? Come on.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of scale it to other cities once
Sure.
we kind of perfect what we got going on here.
All right, now we're talking.
That you know of, are there any other cities that are doing something similar?
I mean, there's some like coupon services, but nothing that's really as like niche and focused on the local diaspora.
And is this something that you guys are trying to get exclusive rights to, or is it kind of like if more cities are doing something similar, it helps everybody? Like, or is this something you guys are trying to like hit the ground running and expand and become like something huge like with?
I think ultimately a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think there's enough room for a lot of people to play in the space.
So
but-
I'll totally be into it while it's in Albuquerque. Then as soon as you move to other cities, you guys can burn in hell.
right, yeah.
You
That's
guys are dead
it's
to us.
definitely
It's the
the thing in
Albuquerque
New
way.
Mexico.
I'm very
Yeah,
Albuquerquean in that way.
yeah. No,
Like
I
Now Wolf.
understand.
Yeah.
right.
Now it was
kidding.
really
Oh my
cool
God.
until they
I'm
went
just kidding.
somewhere else, and
Yeah.
now they're dead to us.
Yeah.
Like
Dead.
5 years ago, 6
Right.
years ago.
They're so 5 years ago.
They're like, we're moving to Las Vegas. Well, just fucking stay there then. Don't come back.
Right.
We were originally supposed to be meeting with Eric, who is your chief technology officer. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's 4 of you guys that are kind of like the owners, if you will.
Yeah.
How did you guys come together, and how did you guys decide that this was going to be the project you were going to work on?
Yeah, so I brought in first my friend Marcus Gibson. He's kind of helping on some of the operations stuff. And then Eric, because I don't really know a whole lot about the technical infrastructure we need. So
Yeah, that stuff
that
is
was just a
hard.
good fit. And
Yeah.
it's actually just us
So
3
you're
right now.
you're like the who's the Apple guy? The
Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs, like Steve Jobs, everything. And then he's the Wozniak. He's like the
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Oh,
You're going to
was.
start a fight.
no. So like people
Wozniak
shit-
got
okay.
burned.
Yeah,
No,
he
he didn't.
But
No, he didn't.
Woz is
He
great.
still did pretty good
Dude,
for
he
himself,
did
though.
good.
Fucking- go type in Steve Wozniak
Yeah,
net worth.
he's
and
fine.
okay.
He
Yeah,
dated
he did
Chelsea
all right.
Handler for a little bit.
Okay.
Right.
Woz.
So let me explain
Poor
something.
Chelsea
I'm
Handler.
in the tech industry as well.
Okay.
Let me explain something. There's a lot of people who are really talented and really intelligent that can invent something that's amazing, and then as soon as you say, "Hey, let's go talk in front of these people,"
They can't do
and
it.
explain it to them, they fucking collapse. Like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And also they lack, like, they can do the technical aspect of it, but if you don't say, hey, this is what we should build and this is how long we should take to do it, they won't have focus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what the Jobs Wozniak
Yeah.
thing was.
I think when you have like a tech thing, because I'm
Yeah.
also in tech, kind of. I'm in school for tech. So I think, meeting technical people, it's like you kind of need somebody to be the face of the company.
Right,
You need
right.
somebody who's like, okay, this is what I excel at, which is obviously probably you. And then you need somebody who excels at money, and then you need somebody who excels at just sitting in a dungeon and coding,
Coding, yeah. Right,
which is where I excel.
to constantly go, that's not possible. We can't get it done in that time.
Yeah, and then they do somehow.
And then you go, well, that's what we have. Well, we have less time now, actually.
right.
You've just wasted 20
Yeah.
minutes of that time. So
Is that like kind of how everything's going so far? Like,
Somewhat. Eric has a lot of skills in
Yeah.
the other space as well with his other company. He
Oh,
and
okay.
myself both have other
you guys
companies.
are
So,
diversified.
yeah.
ooh, I like that.
Alcohol is
Interesting.
really safe, depression proof and
Oh,
whatnot.
Yes, yes.
Yes, it is. You are correct on that. Actually, when you say depression proof, alcohol is not only depression proof, it actually
yeah.
helps the industry
Yes.
be
Exactly.
in a depression.
Yeah.
If people are out of jobs or like, the economy's bad, alcohol industry's
Right.
like, all
Go
right.
drink.
Right.
Yeah.
We're on the brink of another recession, so
Yeah.
you guys are going to be looking real good.
It's like the gun industry whenever a Democrat gets elected. It's like, oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
right, right.
Round
That's-
bullets, guys.
That's why I'm happy I'm dating somebody who's a brewer.
They're saying in the chat, tell Ray he's looking slick with the new haircut.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't care for it myself. But
Of course you don't, Chris.
Yeah, I just retired off of being a professional wrestler, and most people, like towards the end of it, what they would know is like I had a lot of big, crazy hair, and the minute I retired, I cut it all off. I was so sick of it, I hated it, but it looked real good for the character. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
he was the trash king.
The trash can
Nice,
covered
nice.
in filth, and it was messy and gross.
How's it feeling?
Oh, it feels great. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been a month now, and so every time I run into people, they're like, "Whoa, all your hair's gone." I still keep running into it.
The first time I ever saw you, I did not recognize you, and I see you every week.
Yeah.
I remember it was at our show at Tricklock, and you were standing with Chris, and I was like, who is that guy standing with Chris? And I was like, oh my God, that's Ray. Okay.
That's the trash king
Yeah.
in the flesh.
I was so
I-
jealous. When
I
I got your
have-
haircut, I was all, because
Oh,
I still
sorry.
can't get mine cut.
Right.
I have a question, Ray. This
Yeah.
comes from a fan of mine.
Okay.
So I wore your T-shirt to my show
Mm-hmm.
on Friday, and I got a lot of questions about it. And I was like, "Look, it's the Trash King. It has a raccoon on it. He's my co-host. Love him to death." They want to know if in Spanish basura is used as an insult, like your trash, as
Yeah.
well as.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
I don't think that there's a good way of saying basura. Basura, like in Spanish, is like a pretty dirty word. Like,
But you use it both to insult a person and.
I mean, you just anything that is garbage. Like, yeah, it's literal garbage. So,
Right.
like, I think English is a lot looser with what the term is. Like, oh, that band's trash. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a playful thing. Like, if you said that something's like basura, it's like literal
Oh,
filth.
gotcha.
Yeah, so it was fun. And Ray, I don't even know if you know, is
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I knew that part. But they had that question for me, and I was like, I would love to answer that, but I don't know definitively. But I think so. So there you go.
Didn't we when we interviewed you?
We
didn't
did,
go through
yeah.
that?
Oh,
and
we
a lot
might
of
have.
well, a lot of people thought that was my real name. So
Oh, yeah.
I think they were really afraid to even bring it up to me because they're
All I know is I got actually asked, like somebody sought me out and actually asked that. And they also brought me egg cartons for my chickens, like a lot.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
So
like,
my
okay.
fans also bring me trash. That's just where I'm at.
We got another question from the chat. Gee, surprise me, whatever you want to do. If you want to do a different one, you want to do the pina colada, I don't care. We got another question for that. What's the cheapest beer to buy in Albuquerque? Here in Washington D.C., it's $4 an hour for happy hour.
okay.
So do you know? Cheapest beer I've seen is a PBR.
Yeah.
Or a Tecate. Like you can go on Tuesday nights.
Or
to,
hams.
Yeah.
Those are $2 beers usually.
Yep.
Now with
Yeah.
ABQ Brew, are you guys gonna have limitations on what beers you're able to get for
Yeah.
it? Because I guess now they're talking about the pricing.
Yeah.
You know, there can be
There are
sometimes
specialty
$1.50 difference or even more from different brews. So how is that gonna work?
Yeah.
Right now, the way it's set up with the people we are partnering with, there isn't really limitations. It's-
So, like, if I go to Marble, I can get the $13 Goza that they have on special or whatever.
Yeah, right now that's kind of how it's built
Okay.
out, but we might have to kind of
I might if
change
I-
that up depending on who
if
we.
I have to fight someone at Marble, I will. I mean, that's
That's
just
a
how it
good
is.
question,
Yeah.
Ray.
I think
That's-
you're just looking for a reason to fight someone at Marble. That's all this is sounding like to
I've
me.
been pretty wily all weekend. I've been wanting to throw down. It's
Are
this-
you feeling sassy?
It's this allergies, man. I
It's
just
just
want to
making
do
you-
something like yeah. So a good question from the chat. So what was the first beer that you ever drank?
I actually brewed my first beer. It's kind
Oh,
of a
shut the
tradition.
fuck up.
Oh my god!
dad-
Stop
No,
it.
my dad went to school for brewing and whatnot.
So
So,
the first beer you
Ah.
ever tried was like some craft beer.
like
Yeah,
a nice
yeah.
craft
Yeah.
homebrew. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
it's
He
it's legal
respects
if
the
you're
craft.
if you're under
Yeah.
21.
What's
you can,
that?
You can drink in your house if you're under 21.
Sure.
If
With
it's served to you by your
right.
yeah. So it was like
But you and your buddies didn't like sneak a Heineken or
nah, I haven't really liked the mainstream beer as
Okay,
much.
right. No. Well, no, but I mean, when you're a kid, like I
Right.
had Budweiser, I think for the first time.
I
yeah, I
just
think-
found like hard alcohol to be a lot more efficient for
Oh,
those.
I mean,
Those-
fair.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It is true.
Oh, if we were going that route, it was peppermint schnapps. Out of my
Mine-
parents' liquor. I mean, you're a kid, dude. You're like, ooh, peppermint sounds good.
Right.
Mine was peach schnapps, and I drank a whole bottle of it.
They're asking what Ray's first beer was.
The first beer I ever tasted was Budweiser, and I was like, I don't know, maybe 8, and we went on a
Yeah.
it was, I still think that it was okay because it was in the 90s. They were like, we need you to go over to the neighbor's house, load up these bags full of beers, and bring them back to us. And we're
And you
like,
swiped
okay,
one, didn't
cool.
you?
Well, we were walking, and the bag ripped, and one fell, and it started like leaking. And we're like, oh shit, grab the other ones. We'll go get these, and we'll come back, and we'll drink this beer. So then we ran those over, and then we came back, and we were like sipping on it. It was absolutely awful, and like we ended up, it was like, because it fell, ended up spraying all over us. We smelled like beer. They knew exactly what we did. We weren't
yeah.
even sneaky about it. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Awful.
What was everybody's first shot? That's a good question. These are all Billy's questions. By the way.
I was gonna say
These all sound Billy, don't they?
My first shot was, I think, Jose Cuervo or Jägermeister.
Well, that's okay.
But no, you know what? It was Jose Cuervo because I went to some random dude's house with my friends
Yeah,
after a
that's
concert.
responsible.
Totally responsible. And he played this game with all the girls. Like,
Called drink a lot and then hang out with me.
So it was like, what's your favorite holiday? And then you'd say it, and he's like, mine too. Cheers, take a shot.
Oh, gosh.
And I think I got alcohol poisoning that night. I know my dad was mad at me because we also drank Keystone Light, which I can't even see the label of anymore without
Really?
throwing up.
El
Yeah,
Keystone
because
Light?
of that night.
Oh man, that Keystone Black
Ooh.
is one of the only beers I've ever blacked out on.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, it'll happen.
Man, how could you drink? I feel like it'd be so hard to drink enough beer to black out just because it's.
Well, that's the problem is to
Yeah.
get drunk, you have to drink so much of it that
Okay.
it makes you sick.
Yeah.
So here's how. So when I was in college, a 30-pack of Keystone Light. I'm 45. Okay. So how old are you?
22.
Okay.
Oh.
You're a child. Just a child, Zion.
He's closer
So-
in age to my child than he is to
Right.
us.
So when I was in college, a 30-pack of Keystone Light was $8.
Wow.
And-
What?
Yeah, oh yeah. This sounds crazy now.
That's
'cause,
why
like,
he was prefacing it with his age.
right. That's why I
Oh,
prefaced
I
it
think when I was in high school, it was about the
He's like,
same.
you could
maybe.
get a 12-pack for a nickel.
Dude, 12-pack was like $6.
Wow.
So like 30-pack was a 8. And I remember, and so like when in my fraternity, we would always scrounge up $8 to go buy a 30-pack, Right. And then I remember
That's a good deal.
Then I remember it went to $11. And I was like, well, I guess we don't drink anymore. It's $11 a 30-pack now. And so the thing with Keystone Light is like you would have to have like 9 or 10 to get a buzz because it just really was. It was like water.
Right.
So then they came out with Keystone Black, and it was like 7 or 8%. And I didn't know that, and I had the typical 14 that I could drink, and black the fuck out. Like woke up the next day, no idea what had happened. Wow.
Nice.
But so that's how it happened because I'm like I drank the exact same amount of Keystones that I would drink normally. Everybody's like, "How's that?" Well, that's how it happens.
I remember thinking a similar thing when Pabst went up from $5.99 to $8.99. I was all,
Right.
well, I guess I'm not fucking drinking Pabst anymore.
Right?
This is some
I
bullshit.
guess I don't drink now.
I guess I'm done.
Right? It sounds so stupid
We're
now.
gonna spend
It's like
$8.99.
$8 for a 30-pack. Now it's like $9.99 for a 6-pack
Hey.
of like craft beer.
But, when you're poor,
When you're fucking poor.
I guess
Like-
we're switching to cheap vodka.
yeah, I guess
Right.
we're drinking some Crystal Palace tonight.
What's the worst alcohol besides the Malort you've ever had? Like it's literally like I had this conversation at work the other day. Just so you know. Go ahead. Maybe.
I'd say probably soju. It's
Oh,
Soju.
soju.
Yeah. It's not like bad. It's just kind of rough and like not really.
But if you
a
mix
fun
something
drink.
in it,
Yeah.
it takes on that flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some interesting experiences with that in
Well,
Tokyo.
so my coworker was like, he moved here from California, and he's like, "Do they sell Everclear in the United States, in New Mexico?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I want to ship some home to my mom," and I was like, "I don't think they'll let you ship that, dude."
Right.
I don't
he
think
was-
you can ship
Yeah,
alcohol.
it's got a flammable warning on it. I
Yeah.
don't think you're allowed to.
And then he's
ship
like, "Well, I
anything
might
like
take
that.
it on the plane." I was like, "That's like a bomb, like in a
Right,
bottle.
right.
It's
Yeah.
190 proof alcohol,
Right.
It literally has a flammable warning on the label.
So, have you ever done a shot of Everclear straight?
No,
Anybody
not,
here?
not
No.
yet.
I
No.
have on
Yeah.
accident.
On accident.
I have on purpose because I'm stupid.
I did mine on
And-
complete accident. It says on the label, you have to mix this with
Yes.
something else.
Right.
And I
Do not take
sounded
straight.
after I did a shot of it like I sound right now.
Okay.
Because it burned my throat like literally all the way down.
Yeah.
And
It's a fun trick that your asshole friends will do to you.
oh yeah.
That's vodka.
Nope.
Looks like vodka. Smells
Nope.
like vodka.
That sounds like poisoning.
Have you ever had it?
No, but I'm just saying, like tricking somebody, like here, drink this, and it's literal, like
Okay. When
Yeah,
you have
but-
an alcohol,
I hung out with friends who would also put like mescaline.
Rubbing
in your-
alcohol is 70%.
They'd also
Like-
put mescaline in your beer. And,
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez. Smiley.
But if you Everclear, you can take it.
So in terms of a joke, it was kind of a small one.
Yeah. Everclear, you can take it, pour it on the sidewalk, and immediately light it on fire.
Yeah.
And that's what you're putting in your body.
Right.
And this guy's like, well, I want to ship it home to my mom. She uses it to make plum wine. And I'm like, so you're taking 190 proof alcohol and making a less proof alcohol with it? I'm like, how does that fucking work?
Right.
The same way, you get a barrel proof and you water it down to make it like regular.
And because that's
Barrel proof vodka.
Well, because in California just made it illegal to buy Everclear.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can no longer buy Everclear in California.
Oh no!
I wonder if you can buy.
That's
like
so-
those over-the-counter moonshine drinks. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's got like cherries in it.
Oh,
or-
yeah, we
yeah,
have
yeah.
those at home. I bet you
You can get those at any liquor store right now.
You can get them at Walgreens.
Well, but I'm talking like California. I wonder if that's allowed.
Oh, maybe.
I don't
Well,
know.
so my worst moonshine experience was in California.
Okay.
So at the
Oh,
very
what was
least,
it?
within it was a moonshine called White Lightning.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it was like, well, actually, maybe it was called Blue Lightning because it was
Okay.
blue, and it fucked me up. I remember we were drinking about half of it, and I remember the first half.
God.
And I was told about the second half.
Oh, that's always a pleasant experience.
Right? Yeah.
Speaking of which, we have Marble has the double white.
Right.
We have the double white whiskey. Like, if you want to try that. I don't know.
Smiley,
Sounds
didn't you get
interesting.
It is the double white lightning.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty great.
Didn't you just get an opportunity to go help over there?
Oh,
and,
that's right. How
yeah.
did that go?
Oh, with the labeling party.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Oh,
was that?
that was really fun.
So, it's Safe House Distilling.
Safe House Distilling.
Had a bottling party, and they asked all of us if we wanted to help, and most of us worked. And James was like, "I'll go."
Yeah, I was like, I'm not working. This is big. I had a very, very fun day. I wound up. It was fun, I got to see, like, we just sat around and
We just sat around drunk.
yeah, sat around labeling everything. It was really nice. He was like, all right, and this is like batch 2, so he took out the right stickers for it, and everyone put it right on in the right order. And then I put them in a box and sealed them and put like the sticker on top and the sticker on the side. And we did almost a whole pallet.
Oh, damn.
Did you get any take home from that?
Oh yeah, they gave me a bottle.
Yeah.
They gave me a bottle
Nice.
of the incredibly scarily smooth their green chili vodka.
We have that
Oh,
as
I
well.
love that
Yeah.
stuff.
It is legitimately, like, if you like green chili, I was taking shot after shot of it until eventually, by the end of the night, I'd been wearing a weight vest for 8 hours.
Like I said, night.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And I could no longer move under my own power. And I was like, someone hand me another shot of that up there, up on the
Oh,
counter.
my God.
Also, help me unbuckle this. I can't get up.
Just weighted to the floor.
I imagine that'd be so good in a Bloody Mary. That's what I keep thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost thought about doing that for the show today, but it's kind of that can be a harsh drink for some people.
Yeah.
I like, some people hate tomato juice.
Yeah.
That might be a special show where we do that one.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the way it'd be a lot easier if I have a couple days to prep a Bloody Mary mix for.
Yeah.
And then someone said in the chat, the worst alcohol is Steel Reserve.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Seems like the bus stop people love that one, though.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they do, right?
Tequila makes me punch people, so I personally think tequila is the worst.
Oh yeah, someone
Yeah.
handed me a goddamn drink last night, and they're like, "Do you want the rest of this?" And I was like, maybe. And I took a swig, and it was tequila, and I was like,
No,
Oh,
because
geez.
we have the same problem. We can't drink tequila. I turn into the meanest little thing in the whole
Yeah.
world. Just this little Tasmanian devil who's like, "Oh, you're looking at me? I'm gonna punch you in the face."
Yeah. So,
Good to know. I love tequila. I get giggly drunk.
Yeah, same.
If I drink whiskey, I'm like that. But if I drink tequila, watch out.
so do you guys ever have like your meetings at a brewery, or is that like a thing? Or?
I'm sure we'll start doing that soon. We haven't really.
Oh man,
Team's
are you guys
kinda
drinkers?
new.
I mean, is this like are you guys beer drinkers, or is this like strictly like a?
Yeah, I'm kind of more like a sake guy, but I definitely like beer. Eric's kind of like our connoisseur.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what's your guys' favorite place to get beer? And you're gonna be like all of them.
I don't know. It kind of all depends. I probably go to La Cumbre the most, but
Okay.
yeah, it all depends.
Elevated.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do a little bit of a dive on you over the last week. Well, just on ABQ Brew as a whole. It looks like there was a good hiatus between April of last year and February of this year.
Yeah.
When exactly did you take control?
A couple months back, but the team and I kind of started like getting the ball rolling the last couple weeks.
And from the point of you guys taking control to what's looking like your release date, which is you're talking about potentially this upcoming week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some of the biggest obstacles you guys have run into just in that short period of time?
It's kind of difficult making things like really not cumbersome for users. Kind of saying digitizing's
for us
easy, but
to find information.
yeah. So there's a
Honestly.
lot of things we kind of had to go back in and do, but the hardest part was probably integrating all the digital stuff to make
Okay.
it so our users can just pop it up on their
At some
phone.
point, is this going to be an app?
Yeah, I think we have some plans for that further
Okay.
down the road, but
I'll say this right now. I do an app called Stash, and you set up, and it's an investing app.
yeah.
And at first, I was like super leery about it. And then my friend's like, "Nah, man." He's like, "Just set it up where it takes like $5 a week from you."
Yeah.
And I literally don't think about it anymore.
Right.
And it tells me, it's like, we took $5 from you this week. I'm like, whatever. Cool. What's $5? That's a beer.
Yeah.
And man, it's like, and then they'll go, "Oh, you just received dividends," and I'll come back in and they'll be like, "Oh, I have $15."
Right.
Stash is amazing.
And I go and reinvest it. I'm like, I invest in you. So
What I think would be cool is if they could like incorporate that with the local brewery scene, because
Well-
dating a brewer,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, if more people would try to get dividends in breweries, it would help our families a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to say is like maybe like where you set up something where like you have an app and it takes out $10 a month for your thing, but then you like. So are they going to roll over? Say if I don't use my 3 beers for the month, are they going to roll over to the next month?
Yeah, we haven't actually really looked at that, but that definitely seems like a pretty good way to do it.
Or I could just walk into a brewery. I'll be like, I have 100 beers today, brother.
Right. Well, with it being so new, you guys are talking about opening. What I guess in a couple days, whenever you guys are ready to roll out, what are you guys going to be rolling out?
Yeah.
So we've got Cactus again for sure. The other ones we're still kind of trying to figure out exactly where we're going to land with all of it, but.
And how are you marketing yourself to some of these other breweries, or what are you guys doing? Because as of right now, your footprint's so small, and anybody who does know anything about it is attached to previous owners and kind of what they're doing. Has that become difficult for you to try to talk to these breweries and try to reestablish yourself as something new and different?
Right.
Why did you guys decide to not just make this under a different name? Why did you choose this company to take over?
That's a good question.
Well, they'd kind of done some of the legwork before us, getting the name out there and whatnot, and had kind of established some relationships.
Even with only one brewery on board? I mean, they've been going for 2 years, and you guys only have one brewery who's willing to jump into memberships. Doesn't seem like they did a whole lot of legwork for you.
They have about 9 that we're finalizing everything.
Okay,
We have like a lot that are
Sure.
ready to go. We're just kind of
Awesome.
We're coming in with like contracts and whatnot,
Okay.
making it a little more like reducing risk for everyone. But we kind of chose the name because they did a lot of legwork, and we kind of wanted to take advantage of that. But yeah, it was.
I feel bad. I feel like we're kind of hammering you a little bit.
No,
You're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. But like,
Result,
I
that's
mean, this
exactly
is
right.
something like, we do a show called 10 Drink Minimum. You guys
Yeah.
hit us up and you said, "Hey, we want to be on the show again."
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Oh, and we're all new people." Well, we were immediately curious.
Right.
And we're like, "Okay, well, yeah, because that company kind of came on our show and then they just kind of didn't do anything."
Yeah. I think it was kind of difficult for them to do it physically with like mailing all that out, and they're doing 5.
That's crazy.
So they're cutting it all out physically. I think they just kind of got a little in over their heads with all that. So
fair enough.
yeah.
And we're very passionate about beer, passionate about breweries, and we love. I think honestly, I think it's a great idea,
And to
It
be
really
fair,
is.
and I'd like to see it like really like done well. And I think you sound like you guys are a little bit more on the ball.
You guys have put in so much
Yeah.
work in such a short time. That's why I was really surprised to hear how much you guys are like reinventing the wheel
Yeah.
of something that
Awesome.
like there wasn't as much there. But that's why I was surprised that it's only been maybe less than a month since you guys.
I didn't know
really
that
took-
until he said that.
Yeah.
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 Right.
and I was going to say, to be fair, if you look back at our old episode, we were asking these exact same questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
I
you
like
could tell they
oh,
were a little over their head. We're like, well, we don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
But go ahead.
Oh, what I like about it is it's like Ipsy or BarkBox or any of
Yes.
the subscription
Right.
boxes that we're all subscribing to, except for, again, you're leaving your house.
Right, getting
and
outside.
You're, I drink beer
Right.
quite often. And you know what? If I could pay $9.99 a month, like Chris said, not think about it, and then I get to go out and have 3 free
I
beers.
mean, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
right away.
That's amazing. I love this idea, and I think it's a really smart thing to do with the way everything is going. If you think about it, everybody is finding new experiences, especially
Right.
like women. Let's be honest. We have Ipsy. We have those boxes that
What
they'll
is
send you a full.
Ipsy? I'm sorry.
Ipsy is makeup.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I was
They'll
like,
send
I'm
you,
I'm
like-
off on something.
Yeah.
So for like $29.99 a month or whatever, they'll send you 10 new makeup products you've never tried before. And it's pretty cool because then you don't have to like go to Sephora and get sold on like all this
alright.
stuff. And then we also have this other thing and that I find weird. You subscribe to a box, they send you a full outfit including jewelry every month, and then they just charge you for the things you keep and
Yeah.
don't ship back. So like I think this is where society is going, is kind of having somebody
Yeah.
say, hey, this is a new
Subscribing.
place, subscribe to this place,
Yeah.
and we'll send you 3 new places to go.
But-
that's amazing.
But it can be done poorly.
It can be.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. I love socks. Big fan of socks. Found this site that was like, yeah, we do a service per month, and I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And then I was like, well, you have some socks that I want. Let me order those. It took them 4 months to get me the socks.
Oh,
One of the socks was supposed to say on the side of it, fuck this meeting. It could have been an email, but it doesn't say that. It says fuck this meeting. This could have been and it doesn't even spell out the
Close.
word all the way. So it took them 4 months to get me the socks, and then they didn't even they didn't even do them right.
Right, but that's like a subscription box that obviously is working with Wish or something.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
that's
like,
what I'm
if
saying.
this is done correctly, I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I think, you guys have
Right.
a very low margin of error. The error is not going to be on you. Obviously, if a brewery messes up a beer, that's on
Sure.
them.
Right.
I think this is a great idea. And, I
And
think it's going to
can
bring a
help
lot
the
of
small
attention.
ones out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really where we're hoping to come in.
Other question: if you do an app, I really think you should do something where it's kind of like an Albuquerque version of Untapped.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm,
yes.
I'm
integrated-
unfamiliar with Untapped.
So
Untapped
Untapped
is dope.
Go ahead. Tell
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Tell me what it is.
So Untapped is basically Untapped is basically like a place where you can check in at breweries with the type of beer that you're drinking. Also, if you purchase beers, you can take a picture of it and you say that you're drinking that beer, and you can rate the beer, you can give your comments on the beer. So if something was a really bad experience, you can let them know.
Right.
If something was a really great experience, you can
Yeah.
let other people know to drink it. Honestly, dating a brewer is the only reason I know what this is, because I will tell you right now,
Right.
head brewers freak out about Untapped. If they see, I have seen a head brewer literally look at the scores on Untapped and
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, oh my God, like that person has a better Untapped score than us. What are we doing wrong?
Right.
So it's really cool because it gets people to try things. And also it gets people to you also can earn badges and
Yeah.
things on there. So
Ooh.
yeah, you can.
No,
I
this-
thought you were excited. I was like,
I-
yeah,
I'm
Chris,
doing
you can
that.
earn badges.
I'm doing the pina colada version of of Sobe with rum.
Nice. So, like Hamster is really into it because brewer.
Yeah.
And so he will check in every single little tiny beer we try. And it's annoying.
It sounds like AEW Revolution. Upstairs as we
crazy.
speak. Yeah. There's like some body slamming going on.
But so if you could combine that with like Untapped, that'd be so cool.
I feel like I want to know what this launch is going to look like. Do you guys have a prototype? Are you guys running a beta?
Yeah.
What is do we have any way that we could get?
When does
get
it
a
go
look at that?
gold?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we've got the whole system ready. It's just
And
kind
what
of
does it look
finalizing.
like?
So right now it's delivered through like text or through email, and each month, like
Which
once
is
you
better
sign
than
up,
mailing.
yeah,
Yes.
And we're thinking about the app route, but with that you have to like compete for space on people's phone.
Of
and
course.
Like, I've got a lot of memes on my
Yeah.
phone. I don't want to like
Yeah.
delete them. So going through the email and text just allows people to like open it up when they're at a brewery and
sure.
server redeems it to get their beer.
And
Good to
it's
go.
like getting the gift certificate. I get those from like Redbox.
Yeah.
And-
yeah. Like
Okay.
Ticketmaster and whatnot.
Right.
You just pull it up.
Okay.
Same kind of thing.
And whenever the brewery redeems this, is this kind of like their cost of using it like merchandise? Like, is this kind of like an advertising platform for them? Is that how the partnership works through you guys?
Yeah, that's definitely how we're coming in, like a marketing partner trying
Yeah.
to drive some new foot traffic into,
Okay.
Sure.
into their places.
I mean, I'll be honest though. I'll do this, but I'm not going to do it till you do an app.
Yeah.
Because the text
That's
one,
important.
I mean, I'll lose that shit. I'm old.
Yeah.
Right? I'm an old man. Like, you'll text it
Or
to me,
I'll
and I'll delete
forget.
that. I'll delete
Right,
that
right.
text. But if you have the app, and I can open it up, and I go, oh, I got beers from here. I'll be like, click.
I have
Yeah.
a question. Do they expire? Do you have to use them by the end of the month? Or do they roll over?
I love
so
apps.
Yeah.
if you forget that you are getting this email or getting this text, like most of us probably will,
Right.
what happens if you don't use it that month?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've kind of been looking at like rolling stuff over, but ultimately each month we'd like to showcase new places for
Sure.
everyone
Sure.
to go. So we're gonna have to kind of like finalize where we land on that, and if people
Okay.
can like roll
Find
some
out where
things
the
over. But
expiration date is at.
I
Well,
was
yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
And I feel that it as like
'Cause
it
I've-
should have an expiration date,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
yeah.
Because
For
then
sure.
then you look forward to the next one coming in.
Yeah.
And but you're gonna have to kind of figure that out as it goes on, because
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, for me,
Like, what if you're sick that month or you're
Well,
out of
right,
town or
there's a couple of people that I actually look forward to their coupons, and their expiration dates and me having to like push for the next one keeps me on keeps me on the line.
Yeah.
And I mean that it comes from kind of a marketing perspective,
Yeah.
is to keep people into
But are
it.
you
and-
paying
Yeah.
for that coupon?
You go ahead.
That's the problem here. That's the only thing is I will tell you, as somebody who is a parent, who is a busy person, some months I might not be able to make it out. So if I'm paying $10 a month,
Can I gift
can
the
I
coupon?
gift them?
Right,
Can I
right.
give them to other
Yeah.
people?
True, but does your gym give you your money back for not using it if you don't go the month?
Damn straight, Ray.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure, but also, you know.
No, and as a consumer,
No, my-
you want to get you as a consumer, you for sure want that for yourself. But as a business,
Yeah,
there's
no,
a certain
totally.
thing, because if hopefully ABQ Brew is able to kind of make make something off of that. I hope this partnership goes both ways, because trying to build an app, you guys, I'm sure, obviously have your day jobs right now that you're working and trying to build this in. Because if you guys are going whole ass into it,
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of revenue that has to
Well-
come in for you guys to be able to put the work necessary to really build this into what you guys want to make it to.
Right.
Is this currently your only job, or are
No.
you?
No, so I've got another business actually in the equity space,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of my main focus. But yeah, this we're kind of working on automating and making it
Sure.
super kind of
Well,
Yeah.
low
okay.
input from our end.
Yeah.
So I went to, we were talking about this before the show a little bit. I went to Electric Playground last night.
Yeah.
And I went because the I'm a United ticket holder, so they had a free event there last night.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Electric Playground, it's kind of like Meow Wolf, but it's different. It's like everything is projected, but everything is interactive.
Yeah.
Now, they did a bunch of stuff for the United last night, so I don't really know what a normal day there is, so I need to go back. So today, I kind of looked at like their Facebook page, and I saw a shitload of criticism. Shitload. And of course, it was the typical Albuquerque shit. It was like, oh, was way too expensive.
Yeah.
For what it was. My kids were bored after 10 minutes. Da 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 da. So then, like, it was all the way down the line. But then, boom, there they were, and they're like, hey. Thank you guys all for this feedback. And for some of you, here's the answer to that. Here's the answer to that. For others, we'll take this and we'll look at it and we'll think about it and we'll figure out, how to fix that.
Right.
And I feel like that's good. I mean, you have to do that. Because, like, I went there last night and I got a free drink ticket. And, I mean, they gave you a drink in a little cup like this. And whenever we went back to get another drink, I bought mine and I bought my friend's. Now, it was in a little plastic cup like this. We got 2. And it was $28.
Wow.
For 2 drinks.
Yikes.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking. So basically,
Wild.
you got my free drink ticket back because.
And then some.
Yeah. And then some. But it's a cool idea. I like it. But it is expensive to get in.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
drinks were insane. Like, dude,
Right.
craft cocktail I get, but I can go somewhere else and get a craft cocktail that's not $12.
Did they let you bring a sobe in?
Yeah. Well, I think, dating a brewer has kind of, and he's going to kill me for saying this, but like dating a brewer and also working in the bar industry has kind of jaded me on spending so much on cocktails because I
Yeah.
know how much
So
it
much
costs.
margin.
Yeah.
There is so much markup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I hear something like that,
second to cologne. No, cologne is fucking high.
it's crazy. But so now, like, here's the thing, I will pay good money for my favorite bartender to make me a craft cocktail.
$12?
Because it's an experience. I'll pay $12. Maybe, depending on what it is
Sure.
and depending who it is.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I have my favorite bartenders. I know who I will pay that amount of money for. But there are very few places that I'm going to be like, you know what? I will give you $12 for this thing that costs you $1.50 at most.
Well,
Right.
here's the big thing, and I'll finish with this because we're at the end of the hour, is like these people were complaining that they took their whole family there, and for $17 a person to get in,
Oh, that's
and then the cost of
crazy.
food and the cost of everything.
That's crazy.
And then within, I mean, there's some exhibits, but there's not. I mean, within an
like,
hour.
would I take my daughter there? No.
Within an hour, you could.
I mean, I could, but I
Within an
know
hour-
she would lose interest.
Within an hour, she'd be done.
Yeah, and
Hour.
so I'm not going to do it.
Hour tops.
You
So-
should also know your kid. Sorry,
Yeah.
not sorry.
But so anyway, so we look forward to it. Do you want to stick around for the second hour? You don't have to. You can.
I got to run to some other things,
Okay,
but
that's cool. You will.
appreciate the offer.
You guys have anything else you want to do?
No, I would like you just to kind of recap what you guys are doing, where we can find us, and just kind of tell us what's going to be going on the next couple weeks for you guys.
Yeah, so I'd say definitely follow us on Instagram. That's the easiest way to kind of stay up
Okay.
to date with everything. But yeah, we'll be pushing out some more information and hopefully get into that launch within the next 2 weeks here and getting more out there.
Remind them who you are, where they can find you. I mean, the names and everything.
So I'm Zion Miller, CEO of ABQ Brew, and again, check us out on
Doing
Instagram.
another shot of Malort.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He's like, I don't think
on
so.
Instagram, you guys are at ABQ Brew.
Yeah.
Website, abq-brew.com.
Right.
You guys on Snap right now or anything
No,
else?
not yet. Kind
Okay.
of focusing on the Instagram, but
Okay.
we'll start working on more of that as we get deeper into
Twitter,
this.
no? Yeah.
Not yet, but
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Holly, you got anything to promote?
Yes, as always, tomorrow night I have my open mic at Founders. I will post a password on my Instagram and my Facebook tomorrow morning, hopefully before noon. We'll see how that goes. And then March 28th, because it's Women's Month, we're going to have an all-ladies lineup. I guess it's Women's Month?
Is that right?
I don't know.
That's new to me.
I don't know. Royal told me. I just
It
believe
is.
him.
It is.
It's International Women's Month.
I like how
which-
Royal told you.
Yeah.
Ladies'
he's
month just passed.
he's up. He's just sad that Black History Month is over,
Yeah.
so he's happy.
Hey,
It's
they got an
Women's
extra
Month.
day this year.
Yeah.
They did. And so Royal put together an all ladies lineup on March 28th.
Nice.
We also had one this past weekend. I'm telling you right now, all female comedian lineups are the best. Please come out. But it's going to be all the best ladies from Albuquerque. And there will be more information on that on my Instagram, which you can follow me at Hollybird Comedy. And I think that's all I have to promote.
All right. Ray Basura.
You can find me on most social media platforms under the name Ray Basura. So you got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Then you can also follow my art page where you can see some of the commissions I've been working on under Basura Paint. I have that on Instagram and on Facebook. I normally do, T-shirt designs. I'm working on one for 10 Drink Minimum right now. I have acrylic paintings that I do. Most of them are pets. They're quite silly, but I just painted my first human recently. But you can see that stuff on there. But under Ray Basura or Basura Paint. Smiley, what do you got going on?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
If you look in the lower right corner of the screen right now, Ray actually redid the 10 Drink Minimum logo, and he made it to where we could sit there. Here, let me move it up a little bit so it can fit on the screen better.
Ray?
Oh, nice.
And it fits on the screen. It doesn't have a border around it. So he's constantly like, he redoes my stuff, and he goes, "Look how much better it looks."
Ray
You
is
son of a bitch, Ray.
Ray is Chris's favorite right now.
No, we're
Kind of yes and no.
No, I'm definitely wanting.
Some
to,
days he's like, so who does the middle of the break stuff? He's all, because it looks crap. And I'm like, yeah, that was me. And he's like, yeah, I could do that much better. And I'm like, oh, all right.
That's fine. Ray is my favorite.
And then
so.
he can. So then So I hate Ray.
Yeah.
By the way.
Whatever. You love Ray.
I love Ray.
Oh, that
But go
looks
ahead,
great.
Smiley. What do you got going on?
As usual, you can still catch me on the second season of Midnight Texas, still streaming on Hulu and the NBC app. Netflix, if you look real hard, I play a Letterman teenager on Daybreak. And I will be in the upcoming Zack Snyder movie, Army of the Dead. Currently still airing on Fox. You can see me as a federal journalist on the show Deputy. And I'll be starting on another Netflix show this next week called Evil.
Nice.
Wow, good job.
I don't do a lot of stuff out in public, but I do a lot of things behind the scenes. It really seems to be getting more and more like that. So I'm doing some things that are going to be pretty cool, but I can't really talk about them on here. Ray's kind of part of it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But we do next week's show. We have Amanda.
Yay.
Michonne, is that how you say her name? Michonne from the Red Light Cameras. So
Ask her what she wants us to make.
I'll ask her what her favorite drink is.
I'm
We'll do that.
excited because she's going to be here for the start of my birthday week.
Yeah, Zion, do you know the Red Light Cameras? You aware of them?
Not familiar with
No?
that. No.
You need to look them up. They're
Definitely check 'em out.
amazing.
Yeah.
My favorite pre-show conversation was Smiley brought up the band Prison Bitch, and Ray goes, "Prison Bitch, is that one of your friends?" and I go, "No." Yeah, I was like, "You don't know who Prison Bitch is?" He goes, "Well, I thought it might be like, what did you say?"
I was like, you got friends like Roofie Dave, so I wasn't sure
Oh,
if Prison
yeah.
Bitch was just one of your friends.
Oh, yeah. Dave was the one that puts mescaline in my beer.
And I just started laughing.
Roofie
And,
Dave.
The crazy thing is I don't know her name. I've only met her once, but the drummer from Prison Bitch just got hired as the drummer from Built to Spill. For their
Oh,
upcoming
really?
tour. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's
So
amazing.
for the Albuquerque music scene, that's pretty big.
That's
so
dope.
But so definitely check out ABQ Brew. Check us out on social media. We have at 10 Drink on Instagram. On Twitter, we're 10 Drink Minimum. And we have a website called 10drinkminimum.com. And as usual, you can see in the lower right corner, our shows are live every Sunday from 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. On Facebook.com/10 Drink and on YouTube, but I don't check that chat. So,
So
that's
don't
what you
chat
want.
in there.
Don't chat in there. Don't you be chatting in there. And we definitely drink when we do the show, and you should as well. But always remember,
Never get too drunk to jerk. 10drinkminimum.com.
It's not about
things you say. On a colorless line, baby, I know what time does. The sun is a sun of love. And love is when you took the earth from my mind until the end of time. You took the earth from my mind until the end of. It's not about you, it's all
has come and gone again. Fingers licking at the light switch as it slows the light go on the wall. It's a car speed by on the way to someplace new. As you lay your hand just where it falls, leave the light switch on. As cars speed by on the way to someplace new. Switch off, speed by, switch off, away to something, switch off. Switch off, speed by, switch off, away to something, switch off. To find things I'm never supposed to see, try to resist desires inherent to forgiveness. You find yourself giving in, you try to resist. You try to switch off, switch off, switch off, the light switch off. You try to switch off, the light switch off, the light switch off, the light switch off. You try to switch off, the light switch off, the light switch off, the light switch off. Find yourself giving in. You 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 find yourself giving in.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right, we're back. We're live. I sound like I have good bass right now. I'm like, hello.
Yeah, your smelly cat voice.
Hey there. So Ray and I both have allergies right now. Holly said she does, but she doesn't sound like me and Ray.
I sound fine. I'm okay.
You don't sound like Ray and I do.
I don't. You guys sound awful. I feel bad.
Your allergies are a little different. I feel like I'm itchy everywhere and that I've been
hold on.
maced.
Ooh.
Let me
Maybe
see.
you were, Smiley. Tell us how you got maced.
Well, mace doesn't really affect me anymore.
Really?
So maybe pepper spray.
Or less.
You just been building up a
Stu
where you
Albert.
spray yourself like little microdosing of mace so you can build up a tolerance.
I don't. No, they usually use pepper spray. What I'm really thinking about is like when they gas you with tear gas.
So we lost our guest
Yes.
at the wavy hour.
Yeah.
He had
Now,
other things to do.
should I? Yeah. Do you think he left because we were asking questions he wasn't ready for?
I think so.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He sounds like they're all busy guys. He did
Okay.
say that by the end of the weekend they're
All right.
going to have a couple more jump on, and maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But I definitely reserved a lot more of my harder questions.
Sorry, Ray, I have your microphone off. I'm sorry.
Oh,
There we go.
I
So
was saying
say-
that I reserved a lot of my harder questions for the wavy hour because I wanted him to, start to settle in before I started to hang him up on
Yeah.
the cross, if you will.
What were you going to ask that you didn't get to ask?
Well, I mean, so one of the biggest things about it is because we're in Albuquerque, people are going to abuse it, and I think that how are you going to stop? How are you going to stop theft? Because he's saying that they're going to text out a coupon code that you use, and then that brewery itself would see the code, and then they use that code to pay for the beer.
Yeah.
I don't know how the infrastructure is set up, but unless there's some type of instant payment
Right.
where they're processing that, what happens if I had the subscription service, gave all of you guys the code, and then we all just went out and got our free drink with it? These places, and we're all at different bars, presumably.
Right.
How do you prevent that from going? And then if you're supposed to get 3 beers with it, how do you track that the 3 beers have been used? Right. Or how do you get more? And I'm hoping they've worked that in, and I think that's something new. But I wanted to hear a lot about that.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of growing pains.
Yeah.
And I really,
I think this might be where the actual paper coupon may have been
Yeah.
useful. They're all,
Exactly.
we'll take that. Now you don't have it.
Right.
I'll take another.
I think it'll be okay. I think the whole point of it, just to be devil's advocate here, the whole point of it is for smaller breweries who maybe are trying to rebuild their brand or whatever, are using it as advertising. So more bodies in the building means more people that are trying their beer, and maybe they're trying to rebrand themselves. I know a brewery in particular that is trying to rebrand, and just having bodies in the building, even if they're getting a free beer, is going to help them.
Right.
So hopefully,
Especially if they're as entertaining as any of us.
yes.
Bodies on the floor.
So hopefully that's what it's used for, but I don't know. I'm a little weary of it as well.
Well, see, I always feel like, I don't know.
And there's no app. That makes me feel
Yeah,
weird.
that's where I'm at. And I'm like, I'm the old guy of the group, and I'm the one that was like, where's the app?
Yeah.
I don't want to go on a website.
Well, there is
Right.
there is a really easy way to do an email relay where you use the code once
Right.
and then it goes to them and it realizes and they accept it and that code is gone.
Sure. And that's a very good possibility. And
Yeah.
they
But
have
we'll
that
never
built
know.
in. Yeah. Well, or we'll find out in a couple days whenever
Yeah.
they launch. They have a little more information for it.
Yeah.
But I guess for people who may not have caught the first hour, we had Zion Miller from ABQ Brew, which is a new membership service. Is going to be doing gift
actually-
certificates, if you will.
It's a revamp of an older membership.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so they took over a company that was doing paper certificates that allowed you to get.
Which was shocking, right?
Yeah, they were, and that
Except
was
that's
only like
exactly
2
what they
years
said they were
ago.
going to do.
I wasn't listening to them whenever they came on the first
They
time.
were too hot. You were just all pretty.
They were pretty hot.
Pretty.
Pretty.
They were really hot, dude. I was like, they were super hot. There's like
Oh my
pictures
God.
of us. We're all like, oh, hey.
Yeah, we
Were you
took
not
a
on
pic-
the, you weren't on the show.
I
then,
was
huh?
not on the show.
Yeah, you would have been shaking your head in disgust.
I would have been like, gross, guys.
We're like, huh? You're gonna light me on fire? Cool, whatever.
Oh my God.
How much money are you gonna make? None. That's okay.
I mean, hot girls are fine. I like
Can
them
we,
just
can
fine.
we buy you another drink?
I used to be a hot girl. I get it.
Whatever. So just so people tuning in, we have a bar here where James is like bartending, and I was like, I'm a little, my throat's a little jacked, and I remember talking on the show at one point, and we talked about how like Sobe was actually a drink that was made to be a mixer, and my mind was blown. And so now we've tried it. And what do you guys think? I mean, it is.
I love it.
Yeah,
it is. You know what? Mind blown. I feel like I slept on this
Yeah.
for way too long.
Me too. Yeah.
It's actually it's supposed to make it so you can drink at your desk, in class, or
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
just-
And nobody
Sobe.
will know that
There's
you're
actually-
drinking alcohol.
there's a
Drive in
l-
your car.
There's
yeah.
a little line right here on the bottle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You drink it down to there,
Yeah.
and you fill it up to here, and it's a perfect mixed drink.
Jeez.
Wow.
And whenever we figured that out, my fucking mind was blown. So I went on the website, and I was like, that'd be funny if they had drink. They told you how to mix it on their website, and they do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like
This
that.
was probably my first year on the show.
They even tell you the garnish. They tell you the alcohol.
Wow.
My first
Just
maybe,
making bartenders.
first maybe second year on the show. I was all, Chris, he's like, you know what you don't see anymore? Like it's like those Sobes. I was like,
Yeah.
Chris, you know what those are
I
for,
love
right?
Sobe.
Yeah.
He's like, no, what are you talking about? I was all, those are mixers. Had you never noticed that all of them have the name of
Yeah.
a mixed drink on the bottom? He's like, what?
What? Yeah. And I was like pina colada? No shit. Strawberry daiquiri?
Daiquiri?
No shit.
Mojitos?
And they
What?
have since one was mojito.
Yeah.
And they've since like renamed the drinks,
Oh.
but then they still have it like in parentheses under.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I never knew. The more you know.
I just want to make sure to let everybody know that we're live on Facebook. We're
Oh,
also
yeah.
live on YouTube, and I just jumped into the chat over there.
Is there people?
There was, but I think it's maybe our fault for not engaging.
So
with the
last week I
chat.
had it open.
Yeah.
And no one.
So I'm in there now. So anyone who may be watching on YouTube,
Okay.
feel free to chime in. But we did have a user by the name of Zelfie say hello,
Oh.
everyone. So
Oh,
just
nice.
gonna give a quick shout out for
Hey,
joining
Zelfie.
in the YouTube chat. But
Yeah, Hamster made that mistake a couple weeks ago
Okay.
where he was like, because he doesn't use Facebook.
yeah.
So he got on YouTube and he was so excited. He's like, you guys didn't say anything to me though. And I was like, I did not see anything about that.
Well,
So-
I'm in there now. So just if anyone is listening through YouTube or watching through YouTube, feel free to chime in through
Yeah.
there as well as on Facebook or wherever else you're listening.
Good job,
I just
Ray.
opened it as well. You're right. There was. Yeah.
I'm bartending.
So, yeah, James is bartending. He's kind of got his hands full. So we do have a Facebook chat. Can't believe I spent my entire middle school years drinking pina colada mixer. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm
Same.
thinking. Yeah.
Same.
Yep.
So much same.
So back in like 2012 ish, I'm like 22, and we go and do this show in San Antonio, and this is the first time I met the Necro Butcher. And
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and for me, this was like a big thing
Yeah.
for me. The Necro Butcher is this crazy deathmatch wrestler.
If you've seen the movie The Wrestler,
Yeah.
he wrestles him in a death match.
yeah,
It's
he does.
amazing.
Yeah, and he
And you got
is.
to meet him. Was he so nice?
He's-
I'm so sorry. I have to ask.
He's genuinely a really nice guy, but he is
Crazy.
an acquired taste. He's like a Malort. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's no he.
I know people
he's-
like that, too.
He's super reserved. He doesn't really have a whole lot to say, and he likes to party. So I mean, it's very straightforward. But so we're pretty starstruck by the fact that we get to meet Necro Butcher, and then after the event, our sponsor gets us into this club, and they set up bottle service for us. And again, like we're young kids in the wrestling business, we're just excited to be a part of anything. So we go over there, and we're free bottles, free mixers, and everything. And at the time, my buddy Kyle Hawk, he goes and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make the Necro Butcher a drink, and
Oh,
maybe
damn.
like that'll kind of like set up a good rapport." So he goes over there and he's just like pouring stuff like a scientist, and
He was just like making a suicide drink or whatever.
pretty much, yeah. And then he like takes it over to him, and Necro Butcher like takes a sip of it, and he's just like, cool. And later we realized that Hawk just took all the mixers and just started putting them because he thought there was liquor inside them. So he gave him a virgin drink of just like cranberry juice, Red Bull, and like something else.
I
The
love
best thing.
that.
The best thing that could have happened from that is Necro Butcher all of a sudden starts acting wasted,
just-
like a junior high
Oh, okay.
cheerleader.
I have a hilarious story that is along the same lines as soon as you said that story. So when I was in high school, my parents went out of town. My dad doesn't know that this happened. So if he's watching, sorry, Dad. We had a party at my house, okay? And we had very limited alcohol, okay? I got wasted right away because I had been there the whole time. I probably drank a whole bottle of Jaeger. I'm not sure. I got wasted. A bunch of my friends came later, and one of my friends, Sammy, who I love so much, she gave a bunch of people mixers and water and told them it was alcohol, and we all acted drunk out of our minds.
Oh, man.
I had to hire. Luckily, one of my friends worked at one of those like Stanley steamer places, and he came and shampooed our carpet the next day because my parents had cream carpet.
Yeah.
And there were stains, and they got it out. But everybody was acting way drunker than they were.
Right.
Because this girl had been like, here's this drink, and it was just a mixer and or water. She told people that water was a shot of vodka. It was just such good vodka you couldn't taste it. And we all got wasted.
Well, that goes right up there with like these people that are like, oh, don't worry about when you're in high school, people have like these stupid myths, and like that's why you drink vodka because it's odorless.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, right. You can smell it. It's so strong.
Yeah.
I used to work at a clinic that worked with a lot of homeless people, and I can confirm
You can
that
smell
vodka is not.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember another party we had at our house. Sorry, Dad. Another party we had at our house. My dad had a huge bottle of Grey Goose that he had gotten as a gift for a promotion, and we drank it all. And we all thought it was going to be like odorless and you're not going to have like the taste of vodka. We still could taste the vodka. And then I filled up the bottle with water thinking my dad wouldn't notice because it was Grey Goose.
Of
And
course.
How would you notice? He noticed. I had to buy him another one.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that watering any type of liquor with that's such a high school or even middle school
we
thought
were
process.
in high school, yes.
Yeah.
It was just like, he's not going to notice this is Grey Goose. He noticed right away.
Whenever I was a little kid, I was trying, we were trying to get this. I don't know. Maybe it sounds actually terrible now that I'm thinking about it. But we had a neighbor that we were trying to get her to sing karaoke, and she wanted to go get it. She wanted a soda, so we were like a bunch of 7-year-olds, and she said, "Go get me a Dr. Pepper." So we go inside, and we're like, "We should pour some liquor in this, and if she gets drunk, maybe she'll sing karaoke." And so we see this mudslide mix because we're kids, like, "Oh, that's what the liquor is." So we pour some mudslide mix into the soda, and obviously it gets very milky. And it's obvious. And we're like, oh,
gross.
shit. So we're trying to pour more Dr. Pepper in it. And we're like, oh, wow. Yeah. And we made the most, and she obviously knew that it was the most disgusting drink ever. But I think that you have all of these misconceptions of what liquor is whenever you're growing up.
Yeah. And then you also learned the rule of maybe don't try to sneak liquor in.
Right.
Whether it's for karaoke or other purposes. Right. Let's not do that.
I remember when I was a kid,
drink.
we would take my parents, we would do the peppermint schnapps.
Yeah.
My parents had liquor in the house,
It's parents and or strippers.
Right,
strippers
right.
love peppermint schnapps.
And I remember I didn't drink until I was literally out of, I remember my dad near the end of, high school, he was just like, do you need some beers? And I was like, I think we do. And
I think so.
And so then he just bought us a bunch of Budweiser.
Yeah. Bud Heavy or Bud Light?
Man.
Bud Heavy.
Yeah.
Bud Heavy.
Man, that seems like the type of parenting where it's ooh, we're gonna have them drink Budweiser so they never want to drink beer again.
My dad's whole thing was so it was embarrassing in high school.
You don't know my parents, right?
In high school, I went here to Albuquerque Public Schools.
I'm sorry.
And me too. And there was in our health class for the parent teacher night or where you met the teachers or whatever. They tried to make our parents sign an agreement that they would not give their child alcohol or another child alcohol and blah, blah, blah. And my dad...
parents people that caused that shit.
Yeah. Well, my dad wouldn't sign it.
Oh, wow.
He refused. In the middle of this parent-teacher thing, my dad's like, I'm not signing this. And they said, why? And he was like, because I don't want my child to go out there not knowing what alcohol is, not knowing what the effects are. I want my daughter to know that if you have 3 alcoholic drinks, you might be impaired. And I want her to know how that is. And I want her to know it in my home where she's safe.
Yeah.
And so he refused to sign it. So I ended up with a B in health class because I got marked down because my dad would not sign this paper. And so he comes home and I'm like, that is so embarrassing. And the next day, all these kids are like, your dad's so cool because he's going to get us all drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not what he was saying. He's not just... So I was cool in high school for 2 days because I was in band and stuff. I was not cool. Nobody knew who I was. I was total nerd. I'm still total nerd. For 2 days, I was so cool because my dad was going to be the dad who gave us alcohol.
So my parents, like Ray's never met my parents.
No.
Oh,
And
they're
he will.
so
And he will.
cute.
And he will. So the funniest thing is, like, I'm in college and I'm in the dormitory. And when you go to college and you're in a dormitory, of course they don't allow alcohol.
No.
They sure shit don't allow alcohol if you're not 21.
Right.
Like every once in a while, there's this weird dormitory down here near downtown, where if you're 21, you can have alcohol in your room.
Yeah.
So I'm in college. I'm in my dormitory. My parents come to visit, and my dad walks in, and walks into my dorm room, and it's like this small little room with 2 beds, and we had a little refrigerator because my dorm room. This was my second year of college. I was 19. So the guy that I moved in with the second year, he had a little refrigerator. My dad rolls in and he's like, oh, wow, this is smaller than I expected. He's like, well, you got a fridge, though. I was like, yeah. He goes, cool. Good thing. I brought that case of beer for you guys. And I'm like, so my dad and mom stopped somewhere to get a whole case of beer.
That's amazing.
So then I have to help my dad sneak beer into my dorm. And it's just like...
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go for it.
When you turned 21, because your parents were so accepting and open with alcohol, did you do 21 shots because you were 21?
No.
Did you go absolutely crazy as soon as you were allowed to have alcohol?
No.
See, I also experienced myself being like, I have to take care of you. Everybody called me the mother hen of our group because I would see people go crazy just drinking and drinking and drinking.
Yeah.
I would help them because for me, it was like, this isn't that big of a deal. Why are you going so crazy?
I'm one of the better drinkers you'll ever meet.
Right.
Like, I don't get crazy, and I take care of people. So the other thing, too, is, so you say that. I didn't do that on my 21st birthday. On my 23rd birthday. My parents came down, and my dad, we went to Pizza Hut, and my dad's like, we got to get pitchers of beer over here. And my dad was, like, buying pitchers of beer. So we had, like, 2 pitchers of beer at Pizza Hut because that's all they would have let us have.
Yeah.
So then we went... Yeah, right.
Yeah. It was so good.
So then we went to the one bar in town, which was Goober's, and we did more pitchers of beer.
Yeah.
So then it was like 9 o'clock, and then my parents left.
Yeah.
And then everyone I knew showed up.
Yep.
That's the only time I've ever been thrown out of a bar.
Yeah. I mean, but that's like kind of a healthy lesson, right? You didn't end up in the hospital. You didn't end up almost dying. And so Hamster and I have had this conversation. Of course, our daughter's only just about to be 4, but we've talked about, like, when she's a teenager, what are we going to do?
Feed her alcohol and booze.
Right. Yeah.
We're going to teach her about how this affects you. Because my dad did that.
Yeah.
He was like, this is how this is going to affect you. You can drink beer with me at home, but watch this. 3 beers in, you're going to feel drunk.
Yeah.
And I feel like has it prevented me from making mistakes on alcohol? No, absolutely not. I have made so many mistakes, but when I have made a big major mistake, I have always called my dad if he was living locally, if I felt I was in trouble. And I think that's more important. So we were talking about making it open for our daughter to feel like she can call us. I will say this.
I grew up in a very alcohol-based family.
Yep.
Every event had alcohol.
Yep.
My mom taught me how to pour a beer at the age of 12.
Right. Yep.
When I was 18 years old, I went to Germany, which is very alcohol-based.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll say this. I don't have any DUIs.
Yep.
I don't have any drunk in public. I don't have any minor in possession.
Yeah.
I had none of that.
Same for me. I was raised in a home where it wasn't made to be taboo.
Right.
It was just, this is what we do. Have fun with it, but be responsible. I was always told, be responsible. And if you're in trouble, call us. No questions asked.
Yes.
And I think that's important for parents because our biggest fear, we just watched a documentary on Netflix that was so terrifying.
This is the one about the cats?
Yeah.
No,
Don't
that
fuck with
was
cats.
terrifying.
It was terrifying.
But there was another one about like teenagers that things had happened and the common denominator was they felt like they couldn't tell their parents.
Them straight. You had to hide it.
And I don't ever want my kid to feel that way. We want our kid to feel like you can call us and say, I don't feel comfortable. I'm in trouble. I'm drunk. And, you know, we're not going to be the cool parents that are just going to give people alcohol, but we're also not going to be the parents that are like, we're going to make you feel like shit for experimenting with alcohol.
Right.
Because who here didn't experiment with alcohol in high school? Really? You didn't?
I did not.
No,
Yeah.
Were you scared of it, or-
okay.
Just didn't want to.
I
Yeah.
was-
And that's cool too.
So I actually didn't really either.
I mean, I want my kid to be that way, where they're in high school, they don't want to do it. Wait until college.
I waited more.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm the only one in here. I totally experimented in high school, but also every time I felt uncomfortable, I did call my parents, and I didn't get away with it. I would get in trouble. For sure. But they didn't like call the cops on the party.
Yeah.
But they literally, and it was only a couple times.
Right.
Because I would go home and be like, I feel like shit. And my dad's like, welcome to drinking.
Yep.
You're an idiot.
Yep.
Stop.
So you didn't drink in high school?
I could probably think of like maybe 2 times that I had a drink.
Same.
And I wouldn't even consider that experimenting with alcohol because I just wanted something in my hand.
Yeah.
Like while I was hanging out.
You want
It's
to
like-
be comfortable.
Yeah, and it was, and like maybe I'd have like a sip of it or something, but I cannot think of a time that I was ever even close to getting drunk like in
Wow.
high school.
So after the
Yeah.
first time I got like stupid drunk and my mom came and picked me up and she kept her promise. Like, we're not going to ask questions, whatever. She taught me techniques that I could use where I would look like I was drinking at a party, but I wasn't. So
Okay.
I dumped a lot of alcohol in people's
All right.
plants.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing as a parent where my mom was like, I get that you want to fit in,
Yeah.
but if you don't feel comfortable drinking, you don't have to dump this in somebody's plant. And she said, don't dump it all, just dump like a little bit. So it looks like you're drinking it and you're not.
And then the plant's dead.
And then the plant died, I'm sure.
it. You killed
But
the
I
plant.
mean,
How
not
do you
my
feel now?
problem.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
Dear vegan people. Do not- I'm just kidding.
I mean, if you're going to have a house party at your house encouraging young girls to drink and then they feel uncomfortable,
See, I didn't
your
ever
plants
go-
are going
we
to
didn't-
die.
We didn't have parties like that when I was in high school.
Oh, we had tons.
I mean, if they did, I was not invited.
Right.
Oh.
I was a nerd, yeah.
Yeah, I was a nerd too, but
But-
somehow got invited or just showed up.
But I was also I went to a very small farming community high school. So let me tell you how I was taught about alcohol. First and foremost, I remember going to the bar with my parents from a very young age. Like I've never not known what a bar's like.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember.
Same.
Like my dad was an Elk in the Elks Association. He was the president of his local Elks chapter.
The Freemasons.
He was a state president.
Yeah.
So like we went to the Elks all the time, and like there was alcohol always around.
Yep.
And you always saw somebody abuse it and get fucking crazy.
And it changes you. So my dad
Yeah.
was a bartender almost all my life until he got into computer stuff. I can fall asleep in a bar so easy.
Yes.
Because for
Yes.
me, it's comforting. Because when I was a kid, sometimes my parents didn't have childcare. So until my mom got off of work, I was hanging out with my dad at the bar and I would fall asleep in a booth. And now that's terrifying. Like people are like, what?
Yeah.
Like people freak out that we take Ladybug to the brewery where she sees beer being made. Like
it's so
you don't
stupid,
see
yeah.
drunks everywhere.
Right.
It's just her seeing beer being
Yeah.
made and she sees her
I
dad
got used
working
to
hard.
playing pool. I got used to
Oh,
playing
yeah.
the what's the game where you slide the little discs?
Air hockey.
No,
not air
shuffle-
hockey.
shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard.
Yeah.
So hold on.
Foosball.
Let me get where I'm going.
Oh, sorry.
So I grew up around that.
Yeah.
I've watched my father get crazy trashed.
Yeah.
I've seen my mom get crazy trashed. But in that whole thing, I never saw him drink and drive a car.
Yep.
In a car. I never saw like anybody get in a fight. None of that stuff. So I kind of grew up where it was like this thing. So one day, my friend asks me, she's like, man, I've never seen anyone handle alcohol the way you handle alcohol. Mm-hmm. And I go, well, that's easy. My parents taught me about it.
Yeah.
And they taught me one thing. Alcohol is like guns.
Yeah.
They're really fun. And the moment you don't respect them, someone dies.
Yes.
And I went, shit. And they were like, I've never thought of alcohol that way. And I go, well, you should.
Yeah. And wouldn't you rather children learn that from their parents?
Yeah.
I mean, we have had extensive conversations, and not that we're afraid like Ladybug's going to get drunk now. She's 4. We're not giving her alcohol, but it's an important conversation as parents to have. What are we going to do about alcohol? Because we drink, and we're not going to hide it from her.
No.
So right now, we don't hide it from her. We're not pretending we don't drink, but we have an open conversation, even at 4 with her, about, hey, yes, we drink when we're at home. Mm-hmm. But if we're drinking out, one of us is sober.
Or you're lifting her Uber.
Exactly.
Which is great because you didn't have that back then.
No. And the nice thing is now she'll be like, it's Daddy's turn to drink.
Man.
Holly's going to be sober.
Ray's turn to drink.
She gets it.
Uber spiking those nighttime rates is crazy.
I
we
know.
went out last night and it was $8 and some change.
Did you try Lyft?
It was $8 and some change through Lyft.
Oh, no.
And at the exact same time through Uber, it was like $22.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it's just like again, one of those things-
22?
and it's one of those things like for me. We ended up getting a ride with a friend, so it ended up not being a big deal.
What time did you go out?
What time
It
was
was
that?
like 1 o'clock. It was
Okay.
like,
Oh.
yeah, and that I understand it's peak times, but I will say that for college students or a lot of people
That's
going
a
out
lot.
to drinking, that's a lot of money to them. Like for us, it's just like okay, whatever. Like I'll pay
That's
it to
a
get
lot
home
for
and not
us.
get a
Well,
DUI.
And
But
a lot of times though, you got to think about this though. When they do that, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on this because I've talked to Uber drivers. What they are doing is there's a high volume of people and they don't have a lot of drivers out. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to entice the drivers to come out.
yeah.
Because you have this whole industry where literally their workforce doesn't have to show up at a certain time.
Yeah.
They have to actually get them to come out. And so they will do that. So sometimes if you wait 5 to 10 minutes, it'll go down.
Yeah.
And that has happened. I have seen that.
Yeah.
But it is bullshit that they do
It's
that.
crazy.
And
It's a lot.
And again, as a business model, I completely get it. There's a higher demand, so get your money from it. But I will say that I think that it's kind of scary how it can push someone to be like, well, fuck that. I don't have $25 to get home. I'll just drive.
Here's the deal.
yeah.
For us who live out in Rio Rancho, 22 is normal.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
Because it's a long drive, and we understand that. But during peak
They'd have to pay
hours,
me to go to Rio Rancho.
You made those choices, Holly.
but I know. But during peak hours, it's like $60 to $80.
If you take a cab.
So
How much would it
much.
be?
We might as well take it. So
No.
New Year's
That'd be
Eve.
$120.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So
no,
during
it'd
New
be
Year's
about
Eve,
$60-$70 on a cab.
we
I
were
used to
going to
do
go
cab every
out,
weekend.
right? We were going to go out, but Jason didn't get home from work until later. So we looked into lifting.
All right.
Oh my fucking God.
Just Airbnb at that point.
I know, right? Yeah, we thought
Or
about
just
it.
crash on someone's couch.
I mean, fair. If his work had not fucked him over, we would have just crashed. But his work fucked him over, and he had to be to work at 7 a.m. the day after New Year's. Not going to happen because we would have had to Uber. It was $85 goddamn dollars.
Damn.
And there was no way. Like, we can't afford that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Did you afford a DUI?
No,
Right.
and that's why we didn't go out. Is because we're like, okay, $85 or a DUI. Neither one is affordable.
No.
We're gonna say it.
You guys see why I use the bus so
Yes.
often?
Yeah, because you have DUIs.
Oh no, even before that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I didn't mean that. I don't want you to be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Smiley's just hoping to see death and carnage on the art bus.
No.
He's like, he's like, this is better than watching television.
Those things are my babies. I waited half my
Dude,
life to see those.
I want to
things.
say something about the fucking art bus.
Okay.
In a good
Go.
way. In a good way.
Okay.
All right, there's some shit talking going on, and I get it. I was at Bosey Brothers Wednesday night, and the fucking art buses had caught up so much. They were like every 5 to 7 minutes,
They're,
Consistently.
they're supposed
Yeah.
to be. They're supposed to be
Nice.
on average.
15 minutes.
No, 8 to 15.
Dude, they were there. I was like blown away by how many fucking buses were like I saw in a 2-hour period.
Right.
It was insane. I was like, everybody's like, well, there's no one on them. I go, yeah, because they come every 5 fucking minutes,
Right.
man.
That's good
Holy
though.
shit. Yeah.
You want it to be on
Yeah.
time like
no,
that.
they were ahead of time by. Like,
I mean, and that's great too.
there were times they were just like, well, I ain't stopping. Ain't nobody there.
they're like, and I'm
Well,
going.
check it out. Today, I was late because I missed my bus because I forgot my bartending kit at home.
Oh no.
And so I got to the bus stop at 5:20, waited 2 minutes, got down here at 5:30.
Wow.
Wow,
That's on a
that's
Sunday.
not bad.
Yeah.
That's on a Sunday.
That's
they,
not bad
they
at
were
all.
smoking, man. They go. And like
That's
people
good.
shit on them, and I'm like, dude, art buses. Pretty
Maybe that's
dope
why they're
now.
hitting people. They got somewhere to be.
Got somewhere to be.
Our buses definitely are not the problem when it
Get the
comes to all
fuck
those
out of the way,
car
right, right.
accidents.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's other people.
Yeah.
But also they have someplace to be.
Ann
They have
O'Neill.
better things to do.
Ann O'Neill. She's in the chat.
Oh, hi Ann O'Neill.
Ann O'Neill. You know who that is? No. Sidetrack Brewing.
Oh, hey, I love you.
Smiley, we just got a question in the YouTube chat.
I didn't know her
I
last
just
name.
saw it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. It says, what do you or what would you mix with the strawberry banana sobe to make the flavors mix
Right.
well?
Honestly, I mean, we're using a
Sailor Jerry.
Yeah, we're using a spiced rum,
Yeah.
which I think is a little heavy. I probably use a lighter, like a light rum for
Yeah.
it
That's
instead.
that's what they that's what they suggested on the
Yeah,
Sobe
yeah.
website.
No. But a light rum or a vodka even
We
would
have
be
vodka.
okay
we
in
do
there.
have vodka as
Yeah,
well.
maybe vodka, but I think the rum rounds out the
Yeah,
banana
yeah.
Yeah,
taste.
being
It
the
gives it a little
mixologist,
depth.
If it was up to you, what would you put in it?
Oh, if it was up to me, I'd put in a light rum.
Yeah.
With a, I'd turn it into a freaking, what are these things called? I can't remember right now. So I put in a
Daiquiri?
light rum, and like a dark rum floater.
Yep.
So I'll
Oh,
say
that's
this.
smart.
I was at the Silver Supermarket today, getting the Sobeys and getting the rum. Well, for the Sailor Jerry was 1929.
That's about right.
The
Yep.
Captain Morgan was 1949.
Yep. That sounds
And
about
I've
right.
always felt Sailor Jerry's a little better than Captain
I like
Morgan.
Sailor Jerry better.
It's definitely
Personally.
a higher proof.
What
Yeah.
I really love about that whole thing is there was like there's Captain Morgan, there's Admiral Nelson, Captain Morgan,
Yeah.
Sailor Jerry, and I
Yeah.
know there's another one.
Well, Sailor seems like it'd be the lowest ranking
Right.
officer there.
How dare you?
Well, a sailor.
How dare you?
Captain.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't know his rank. He's just
Yeah.
a sailor.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's just a
It's
sailor.
not like
We don't
Seaman
know.
First Class Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if we were
It's
talking
just
about General
Sailor.
Jerry.
General.
Yeah.
I feel like you're making assumptions, and I don't like it. All right,
like
Ray?
it. We don't know who's swabbing the deck.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
have a
imagine-
really good friend who's a seaman.
I
He
just
loves
love
it when I
first
say
class.
seaman.
Seaman First Class.
I don't
just
know
love-
what he is
I just
now.
love that was like, because I remember when all that happened.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, have you tried Sailor Jerry? And I was like, what's that? And they go, rum. And I go, Captain Morgan, Sailor Jerry. And then Admiral Nelson came out. And
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Captain
All
and
right.
an admiral.
I used to
They're
have-
definitely higher than a sailor.
Right. I used to have
Yeah.
Sailor Jerry Chucks.
Oh,
That
shit.
were
okay.
they were so cool,
That's
and
dope
they
as
had
fuck.
flash like tattoo art
Yeah.
on, and it was different on each foot. And you know what? My ex-husband took those from me and gave them to the lady he was sleeping with. I know.
Boo.
I'm still not over it because I loved those shoes,
If
and they were
somebody-
expensive.
If somebody in the chat or listening to this show on the podcast could send Holly some Sailor Jerry
Chucks.
Chucks, that'd be great.
They were like little slide-ins, like little slides you could slide in, like Vans.
Oh,
You know,
Speaking of that,
they were amazing.
They have those?
Yes, they did.
Really?
They were so expensive, and my ex-husband gave it to the lady who was sleeping.
Frank
with.
Holloway, dude, all the alcohol people are watching. So speaking of Chucks,
Yes.
you ever get like fucked up, drunk, and you're like
Yes. No,
Amazon
just
shopping?
kidding. Yes, and I put little love notes to myself.
Nice. So I went a little crazy Monday night. Didn't go crazy, but Monday night, and I don't even know where I found this. I was Monday night drunk, and I found a code for Converse
Yes.
to lower the price to $25.
Oh my god!
And it sounds made up.
I need it.
And I'm
Give me
talking
the code.
high top Chucks.
Oh my god! I love it.
And I was like, well, I don't know if this is going to work or not. So I go to their website. My friend's there, and she's like, let's see if it works. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we'll check it out.
Yeah.
So I go on their website, and I'm like, I want these blue ones. And I do my foot size, everything. And then I put in the code. Boom. Down to $25. Like
No
27
shit.
cents.
Impressive.
I
Yeah.
got them Thursday, and it worked.
I need that.
It's gone.
Dang it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
like
if
it,
Why are you
anybody
just
wants to
rubbing this
send
in our
me
face
Sailor
then? I
Jerry
know.
Chucks,
Because it worked out. Like, how often does, like, the drunk late night
Yeah.
shopping
that
work
never
out?
happens for me. I always, when I'm drunk and
They're
shopping,
under that table right there.
I literally.
Do you see them?
Oh my god, those are nice.
Yeah, they're like a dark blue.
I was looking at those because I was
Here,
like,
hold on. Let me switch the camera to you. I got those Chucks.
Oh my
Flip
god,
them around.
they're so cute.
Yeah.
$25 for that pair of Chucks right there.
I have
And-
that exact same pair.
That's amazing. So when
That's why
I
was
go,
all, are my
sorry.
shoes over there? No, those
Yeah.
are way too big to be my shoes.
That's dope, right?
When I go Amazon shopping for myself drunk, I normally will then include a note. So my favorite one that I did
Yeah.
was one time I bought like a huge mass of loofahs and a couple of nail polishes and maybe a couple of bath bombs.
I got scented soap that has the abrasive stuff.
Oh
in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I get a delivery and I didn't rember ordering it.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
the
I'm
best.
like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I open it and then there was a note and it was like, fuck that boy, girl. You got this.
Yes.
You deserve it. And I open it and it's like a million loofahs. One bath bomb and the ugliest nail polish I had ever seen. And I was just like, yeah, girl, you got it.
But it was probably like $3. You're like, fuck yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah. You're going to get loofahs and a bath bomb and some nail polish and you're worth it, girl.
Yeah.
And that's not how I felt when I opened it.
Oh.
I was like, wow, this is awful. But also thanks for the loofahs because I'm going to re-gift these.
sometimes I'll have to go to like you go to Amazon and they have the order thing and you go, all right, what's coming? What's coming in the mail? What is coming
Right?
in the mail?
It's like, oh no, what did I do?
fuck.
When I was bartending at Press Club, I would do that so often because I had extra money that I would just buy myself dumb shit.
Yep.
I wanted to
Mine's-
ask you about these Converse because I haven't worn Cons
Yeah.
since
sure.
they got bought
They're
by...
the best.
Well, since they got bought by Nike.
Is it
And
Nike
now-
or Adidas?
Nike.
Wow, it's been a while then.
And so they have their new cushions in
Right.
them. Do you feel that they're significantly more comfortable now
Okay.
than they used to be?
So you're talking about a different...
I will answer
you're,
that
You're
in
not
yes.
talking about the Chuck Taylors.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
they make
right.
they make a different one.
You are talking
I'm
about...
looking at even the inside of the soles you have in here. I think that they have made some adjustments.
Nope.
To,
Nope.
They have not.
They're
This is
the same.
Original
So-
recipe.
and they're
You're-
still just as comfortable.
I fooled
yes.
you. I have fooled you. So what you're talking about is the Chuck Taylor 2s.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes.
That's
so the
what
Chuck
it
Taylor
is.
2s look exactly like Chuck Taylor's,
But they have the cushiness.
a special cushion in them.
Okay.
So what I do, here's a special secret.
It's not really secret. Go on.
James taught me this. I wear a size 11 shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are size 12s.
Okay.
Oh.
I go and buy
Yes.
from Walgreens the construction worker insoles.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I put them inside those shoes. And because Chuck Taylor's are cloth, you have those insoles in there and you don't pull the other insole out. You just put them on top of
Yep.
them. You put your foot in there and then you tighten them and the cloth tightens around your foot
Yep.
tight.
Yeah.
And
the
then you
best.
walk around on like pillows
It's
Cloud.
nice.
Yeah.
all day.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, this looks like it's super cushioned.
So
but I guess
every
that's why.
bartender that you see with Chuck
Yeah.
Taylor's uses that thing. You get it
Yeah.
a size bigger.
Yep.
You get the insoles, and then you tighten them as much as you can, and
It's
you
easy.
feel
Yeah.
nothing
Like a
for
little
the rest
glove.
of the day.
You're all-
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice feet gloves.
Because like
Woo.
weirdly, like your feet don't give a shit what's on the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're
It's
like-
the bottom.
Yep.
And so if you get insoles for a Chuck Taylor, just get a size bigger than
Yeah.
you normally
the only
would.
thing I will say that kind of sucks weirdly is like it'll make a weird sound sometimes when you walk,
Yeah.
but
Worth it.
worth it.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I
So-
have 3 pairs of Chuck Taylors and people always love them.
Yeah. So that's also for ladies.
And they said, does it make you a little taller? Yes.
There's bonuses all around.
Ladies, if you are wondering how I deal with high heels
Yeah.
all the time, I get a size bigger. I also have an insole for my heels. 9 times out of 10, they're more comfortable than any other shoe.
Interesting.
But if you get a size bigger and don't get insoles, that's okay too, because you get swelling. That's what causes the discomfort. Swelling, when you're in a size bigger, doesn't affect you.
So the trick is
Size bigger.
buy Sobe, put some rum in it, go to
Yeah.
work with your bigger shoes.
Yes.
with your
And
insoles
it'll
in.
work. It'll be fine. Everything's fine.
It all works out. It all works. I think the bar's a hit though.
Life
least
advice
for us.
from 10 Drink Minimum.
I like it.
So I want to talk about that for a second.
When do
Like,
I get to bartend?
When do you
Whenever
want
you
to
want.
Yeah.
Next week?
Next week? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What drink
Okay.
are you gonna make? You
I'll
wanna
make
do Wait,
aviations.
no, you don't get to choose because Amanda will be here. So she gets to
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're making whatever
Yes,
she wants.
make 'em-
Do you
Amanda
wanna-
choose.
Do you want to wait? and do
I'll
it-
wait because I want to get drunk with Amanda. Maybe the next week because it'll be my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
So it'll be the day after my birthday. Can I make drinks that day?
Yeah.
Okay.
What drink would you make?
I think I would make aviations.
I don't know what that is.
They're delicious and they're
Oh.
beautiful.
Okay. Yeah. And it's so Smiley will have to sit where you sit
That's all right. I'll cuddle.
next to Ray.
Yeah.
So we do have it. The funny thing is, if you're watching for the first time, we do have a bar, like where Smiley's sitting. We do have a bar. Here, let me lower the camera a little. We have a bar so that Smiley makes drinks now at the bar.
Yeah,
And-
we'll have the idea is to have guest bartenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holly Ann
And
is also a bartender. We have plenty of
she's
talent.
already on the docket. We already have Brandon from
I love him.
Founders
Yep.
on the docket. Josh from Founders on the
I
docket.
love him.
So if you guys own a distillery
Please come.
and you want to have your bartender bartend on our show,
Please come.
send them with alcohol and a drink. Let us know. I mean, don't send them, but contact us. Say, hey, we want blah 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 to bartend, and send them with some alcohol.
Sure. And we'll figure out some mini games. We'll have Smiley go. I'm just kidding. Pit them against each other. Yeah.
No.
It wouldn't be
So,
the first time
we did an episode.
at the art bar.
I'm sorry, Smiley's a good bartender.
Yeah. No, he is.
Ray's like, oh yeah.
No, I get to hear about what he's doing at Wine Dive. And then the first day that we actually had the bar, I was like, oh, he's got some really good technical skills. I mean, of course, you've been doing it for as long as you have, but actually like seeing your form, I was like, oh, you know what you're doing there.
So they're asking again what we're drinking. So I gave Smiley a choice, and he could choose whatever he wanted to make, and he was kind of sluggish on it. So then I said, you know what? On an episode of 10 Rig Minimum, one time we talked about how Sobe drinks are mixers for alcohol. So we're drinking.
You want to pull up the bottles and show them again?
Yeah,
there?
so we're drinking Sobe because like Sobe has a pina colada, Sobe has a strawberry daiquiri, and they have a strawberry banana. And on their website, they all have like how to make it with alcohol. So that's what we're drinking.
You know what, Chris? You know what I would love to do? Because my favorite thing as a bartender was somebody being like,
Okay.
I like vodka, or I like gin, or I like whatever,
Okay.
and challenge me. If you would just come up with a base alcohol, I would love to come up with a cocktail.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's my favorite thing to do. But also, the first time I bartend, I would love to make aviations.
We'll do it.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
The aviation, they're
No.
so good.
Yeah.
It's with gin and creme de violette and lemon, and it
Never even-
makes a beautiful color.
Never heard of
And
creme de
it's
violette.
delicious. It tastes almost kind of like a lemonade,
Yeah.
but the color is
Okay.
so beautiful.
But our goal with the bar is like mostly to be James.
Yes.
But like we would like, if someone's like, hey, we want to send our bartender and you want to send the alcohol with them, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go buy your alcohol and have your
Yeah.
bartender make drink.
If you're sending
Yeah.
your bartender, send your alcohol
We're
too.
gonna talk about your cocktail and your product. You send it.
I challenge Kicker to come.
Yeah, from
I like
Hall of
Kicker.
Spirits.
Yeah.
Frank.
Frank.
All I know is Safe House sent multiple alcohol.
Yeah.
Never sent a bartender. I'm gonna talk to him and I'll say, you guys need to send a bartender over,
Right.
and make some drinks for us on the show. They have to be able to talk and make drinks.
Yep. And that's hard.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they have that, or they can at least teach me one of their recipes.
I know a couple of bartenders at
Yeah.
Hall of Spirits that I think would be
Kicker
great.
could do it.
Kicker can for sure do it.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I love him so
Yeah. If
much.
If we can get the bartender from Joe's to come over here and just berate us through the whole
Judith.
show.
Maybe whoa,
This
whoa,
is
whoa.
us calling
Stop
you
dancing.
out, Judith. Judith, let's do this.
Judith would come on.
would do it. She
We know
would do
enough
it.
bartenders to come on the show.
She would do it. We should just have all of our favorite bartenders come on.
Right.
Because all of us have favorites.
Yeah.
I have a couple. I have probably 4 bartenders in town that are my fave. And I know that sounds crazy, but
I have a lot too.
it's hard to choose when people love you.
Yeah.
And
That's
when
true.
you love people.
Yeah.
For anyone that was listening in the first hour, we had Zion Miller from a new app or a new program. I don't want to call it an app; it's a membership.
I
service.
struggle with that, man. That
Yeah.
was a
I
lot
struggle.
of struggle.
I'm struggling with all of it.
Yeah, so it's called ABQ Brew. We had him on for the first hour, and they're going to be launching. It sounds like next week, but it looks like they're going to be texting out some type of redeemable code for you that you can use at certain
Yeah.
breweries
Text or
that they
email.
partner with.
That's what he said.
Yeah, text or email that they're going to be able to partner with certain ones. Sounds like they have Cactus up in Bernalillo, and they have a couple other irons in the works. But I'm very curious to see how this goes because it seems so early. But I think that we kind of scared him off a little bit, or maybe he was busy. He did say he had some things going on.
I think he was
but,
scared. Personally.
I have some issues. Elijah's watching, so that's good. I have some issues with what happened.
Okay.
So let me this is at the end of this episode. Probably people aren't listening, but here's what happened. They contacted us.
Yep.
They said, "Hey, we would like to come back on your show, and this is the person we're going to send." And Ray was like, "Hey, I would want to promote for this show," and I said, "Hey." He's like, how did they contact you? How did you do it? And I said, Instagram. So Ray hit them up, and they basically said, oh, there's 4 of us, and we all are in charge of this Instagram. And he's like, well, I need media. And they were not very forthcoming.
And they weren't rude by any means. But
No.
it's just like,
No.
Yeah.
They weren't rude,
but
but they
definitely
also
disorganized.
weren't open.
Yeah.
So if you're ready to launch a product,
You should know how to launch it.
you shouldn't have 4 people running your media.
No.
You should have a media package. And the day of the interview, don't switch people.
No. And also, stay for the whole podcast.
Well-
sorry, not sorry. Like, pay attention. Here's the thing. My biggest pet peeve is people who don't do their research before they do something.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if it's our podcast
Yes.
or it's anything. Do your research.
Yeah.
Plan to be here for the whole time.
Yes.
Sorry,
And
not sorry.
And if anybody really listens to this show, if before the second hour I ask you if you want to leave, there's a specific reason I'm doing so.
Because it's not going great.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
And so I mean I hope for the best for them.
Spilling some tea on our.
I mean,
on our
we
guest
spill
here.
tea.
Oh, you-
Cheese me.
do you think
It's
that's-
cheese
I
me.
have to ask Ray. Ray, do you think that's bad? You're new.
You're new.
So I was
I feel like we should be honest.
no, definitely, but
I don't want to be a shill.
no, and we unapologetically be who we are, and so
Yeah.
everybody knows what they're getting into.
Yeah.
But
If they do the research.
right, and I have done as you guys are hopefully going to start catching on. I do spend some time throughout the week, and I start trying to
Ray's
look up
the
people,
best.
and I want to do some research on them.
Ray is the one person on this show that does this research.
Hey, I do research.
true.
Just sometimes I don't feel like saying anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, whenever we had Peter on, I think he was shocked at how far
Yeah,
I've done.
no, Ray like digs deep. I
Yeah.
do like basic level research.
So,
Ray
Amanda, you've
hires.
been warned. We're
I
gonna,
was I was shocked
Amanda,
too.
I have you on. But I feel like sometimes private investigators have nothing on Ray.
No,
And
no.
I love
No, no.
it. Like, it's
and-
not a bad thing. I think that's great. I think
So-
we needed you.
And so my thing is I like to be the dumb interviewer.
Yeah, that's how I am
And
too.
I like to go in and I like to ask you and you teach me.
I like doing just enough
And
research where I can
here's
ask
the
you
stupidest
questions.
thing. I'm not the dumb interviewer. I have done the same research Ray
Yes.
has done.
Yeah.
And I tried to do the same thing he
Yes.
did and you couldn't find anything.
yeah, no,
And that's crazy because Ray can find anything.
Yeah.
well, I can find a lot of information.
Yeah.
And then whenever they took over, it looked like there's nothing
Nothing.
at all.
Nothing.
Yeah, and so that's why I was
And-
really confused why they're 3 days from
Yeah.
launch, and it's like, ooh, there's
That's not good.
not a whole lot to
Your media
to find
package.
there.
So your media
Yeah.
package is lacking.
yeah.
Yeah. We
But-
don't like that.
And I'm rooting for them because I think that
Same.
in the concept,
No, we
it
all
does
are.
seem like a really
Yeah.
good
We all
idea.
want this to happen. It's just
So in
Will
the
it?
future, if you hit us up and you want to be on the show, I hope it's not because you've seen our like, oh, they're all over Facebook.
Yeah.
I should be on that. No, we'll
grill you. We have
Yeah.
Ray now. You're screwed.
You're gonna
Well,
you're gonna
no,
drink
I-
some Malort, and we're gonna hit you with the hard hitting
Because
questions.
Ray really does.
I've told people this time and again. They're like, "Oh, you should have me on a show." I'm like, "Do you have something to promote?" And they're like, "No." Well, then why do you want to be on a show?
Why? Why are
Here-
you coming here?
Okay, hold on. Let me switch the camera to me because I don't want this to be. I want this to be me. I created the show 13 years ago, and I have, and I'm gonna switch the camera. I have Holly Ann, and I have Ray, and I have James Smiley. Wave the camera on this show for a reason. Because they are professionals, they do their work, and they are funny. Now, if you listen to this show and you're like, I don't really do anything artistic or business-wise or in music or anything, and I want to be on your show, and you come up to me in public and say, I want to be on your show, and I go, why? And they go, because I'm funny. You are insulting Ray. You are insulting Holly.
For
You are
sure, insulting me.
James, and you are insulting me. And what you're saying to us is our show is not good unless you're on it. And if that's your reason to be on this show, go create your own show and work real hard and do what we do every day. And that fucking drives me. And like people don't realize it when they say it. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And I hear it 5 times a week.
I hear it every time.
You know
I
who
do-
you should have on this show?
Yep.
Johnny. Okay, what does Johnny do? Oh, he's funny. He's funny.
So try
Fuck
being
you.
a stand-up comedian doing this. I have literally every week at least 10 people that are like, but I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm so funny, and I should be on your show. If I thought that, I would invite
Yeah.
you. I have a short list of people that we're gonna have on this year.
Yeah. Because they're funny.
Because they're funny.
And they work their ass off.
And they work. Comedy is more than just being funny. It's work. But also, like, fuck off. You're not just going to come on our show
Right.
because you think you're funny.
Right.
We all put
Can't
in work.
stand it.
Like, obviously, Ray puts in so much work. Like, he stalks people before they come on our show, which I love. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think Ray does so much research. Chris and I are kind of the same.
Yeah.
I research it just enough, but then I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, I want to
But
ask
I also
you
want
about
that
it.
organic. I want that organic
Yeah,
feeling that
same.
you tell me what I want to hear.
And then James is just, he's James. He's
James.
charismatic. He's amazing.
He's
I
a
love
weirdo.
him.
And an expert mixologist.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love him so much. But the thing is, if you want to be on our show, it's going to take more than being funny. Because
Yeah.
here's the deal. I deal with funny people all day, every day.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that they come on our show.
I feel like we got a little rough at the end, but that's fine. I
It's
kind
fine.
of wanted to say that because I hear it.
F off.
It's been so much lately. You know who's
Oh,
on
yeah.
our show? And I
know.
finally told someone at work, I said, stop doing that.
I'm glad you brought it up because
Stop doing that.
I'm a comedian. And everybody
Yeah.
at my open mic on Mondays is like, you know who you should have on your show. I'm like, you know what you should do is be funnier, and then I'll have you on my show.
Yeah. Go talk to Chris and see what he says.
Yeah. Meh. Gross.
I already know the people that do your open mic that I
Yeah.
would have on the show.
Yeah.
I already have an idea. I
Yeah.
see you guys talking. And that's the thing. Let me tell you something. Like, I'm not a comedian.
Yeah.
But I go to your open mic.
Yes, you do.
And
You're very
one
supportive.
thing that people who do art should always remember, people are always watching.
Yep.
Always watching.
And I think there are people that I would definitely have on and people that I would never
Just
have
saying,
on.
Ray. No, I'm just kidding.
And sometimes it's not who you think because
Yeah.
there are people who are funny rehearsed and there are people that are funny when they sit here.
Yeah.
And I know the difference.
Sure.
So, you know.
Got a little dark there at the end.
Well, it wasn't dark. It was
No.
just
I think it
honest.
needed to be
It
said because
didn't-
I'm fucking tired
It
of it.
didn't get
Yeah.
dark. It got
God
real.
damn. At
It got real.
work, I finally told someone, I said, look, when you introduce me, don't, it's fine if you introduce, I do the show, but don't go immediately. You should have this person on your show.
Yeah, no,
I was
it's
like,
annoying.
I don't want to have, first of all, I have a booker. They can book our show.
Yep.
And they're going to ask this person a bunch of questions about like why they should be on the show. And they're going to dismiss them. Why do I have that? So I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
Tired of it.
Annoying.
Like,
Annoying.
here-
It is
here's-
so annoying.
You know who my optimal guest for the show is?
What?
Holly Ann, Ray Basura, James Smiley.
And you already have us
Yeah.
every week.
Every week.
And we love you.
Yeah.
And if Billy's in town,
I don't know who that is. Just
He's
kidding.
dead to us. Just
Dead
kidding.
to me.
We love you.
That I'm like,
Billy.
this is what I want to do every week. You
Yeah.
know where my optimum location to do the show is? Right here.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, you guys should do a show, blah.
No.
And I'm like, tell
Bleh.
me why. Tell me why I should.
No. It's annoying.
Yeah.
We have to move equipment. We're uncomfortable. I don't like it. No, I get a lot of comedians that are like, I want to come on and I feel like you're hogging it. Yeah, I am hogging it. I work hard for this.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it, but I do research who we're having on. I do,
She makes us pay her an
think
Amazon
about.
gift certificates.
Yeah.
I do
I get
think about.
robocalls from her.
Right. I do. I do think about who we have on. I don't know. People are dumb.
you made it through the interview process.
Yeah, I made it. But also, like, there's a lot more that goes into this
Yeah.
than we make it look like.
Sure, straight up.
We work hard.
They have to
And-
deal with me, and I'm fucking insane.
He's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
We love him, but fuck.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, can I finish with one thing?
Yes.
I've got a problem.
Oh no.
There's
What is
this
your problem?
woman. There's a woman.
Oh no.
Her name is Victoria Van Dam.
Okay.
I've never said this till now.
Oh no.
So she calls herself the unofficial mayor
Oh,
of
yes.
downtown.
No,
What?
F her. She's not. I researched her. She's not. I hate her.
No. So Saturday night,
Did you meet her?
Friday night, she was in Founders.
Oh, no.
My stomach ground. I
Yeah.
don't call. So first of all, I don't go around going, "Hey, you guys know who I am." People call me that.
Yeah.
She hashtagged this fucking thing.
No.
And then she
I will
got
end her.
86th. From
She got
Founders
86? How do you get 86?
on Friday.
Oh, no.
Because she was drunk and she got abusive with Josh.
Oh,
You
no.
can't-
How
can't
do you
that.
get
2020's an
How do
election
you get
year. She's up for
abusive with
re-election.
Josh?
She
Yeah.
got abusive with Josh at Founders.
Josh is the sweetest person.
Then
if
did-
you don't know him, how dare you?
Then didn't want to pay.
What?
And then asked him what his name was so she could talk to his manager.
Okay, Karen.
Yeah.
All right. Gross.
So I hashtagged Saturday night,
I saw that
checking
and I
in
was
as the
worrying.
real mayor of downtown, which I
Saw
never
that.
do.
Yeah.
Right.
Hashtag blah blah, because they told me the
I
whole
was
story.
wondering about that.
And then she did it again today. She hashtagged it again today.
Ew, gross. I will start
We'll do some
hashtag.
campaign ads for you.
Yeah, I guess we're running against each other now.
Yep. 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Chris Burnett, 2020.
Let's finish this. Let's kill this. So,
All right.
Holly, what do you got?
March 28th, I have a all-women show. Royal is hosting it. I will share more details on my social media. You can follow me at Holly Bird Comedy. And then every Monday, so tomorrow, every Monday, Founders, I will post the password on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to follow me on Instagram, again, at Holly Bird Comedy, BYRD. And that's all I got. Ray, what do you got?
You can follow me on social media at Ray Basuda on Twitter, Instagram. You can find me on Facebook under Ray Basuda. But then now that I'm not wrestling anymore, I've been spending a lot of my time doing art. So you can find my my art pages as Basuda Paint. You can find that on Instagram and on Facebook. And mainly I'm going to be working with Chris here at 10 Drink. We're kind of working on trying to update some things. And I'm really excited to see what 2020 holds as far as updating some of our graphics and such. But yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing now is just doing art. It doesn't hurt my ligaments nearly as much as professional wrestling did. So that's very nice. But Smiley, what do you got?
As usual, you can catch me on the second season of Midnight Texas, streaming on Hulu and NBC app. Right now, you can see me on Fox's Deputy. I play a photojournalist. That's every Thursday. And upcoming, I'll be in...
Thunder.
Also on Netflix, you can see me on Daybreak playing a little teenager in a Letterman shirt. That's always fun. And upcoming, you can see me in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Nice. So I guess Ray and I are working together now. Just saying. No, I really enjoy the fact that Ray is like taking like the stuff that, because that stuff takes me a long time to do. Mm-hmm. So he's taking like all the media stuff off me, and it's one of those things where it's like, I think I'm an artist, and then Ray comes in, and I'm like, I'm not an artist. God damn it.
Yeah.
But next week's show we have Amanda Machon from the Red Light Cameras. This time she'll know that we're a video show. Last time she's like, oh shit, this is video. And I was like, damn it, Amanda, you disappointed me again. They're one of our favorite bands in Albuquerque.
For sure.
And she's one of my favorite humans.
Just an
ever.
amazing, just an amazing person. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah, me and Holly are going to fight who gets to make her drink.
Oh, nice. No, you're going to make it.
I'm
Because like
kidding.
Holly's going to do the week after so she can focus on Amanda. So we'll ask Amanda what she wants to drink. And she's going to, should we make her do it? Are we going to make her do a shot of Malort?
100%.
Yes, absolutely we are.
Yeah, okay.
Why wouldn't we?
It's her
It's
second
a show.
time on.
It's
She's
a
been
show
on.
tradition. I think that it's just if you're coming on, expect to get the Malort.
Yeah. What are we going to do when we run out of the bottle of
I've
Malort?
only been giving everyone half
order
shots.
more.
You don't order more.
Yeah.
You have to
No.
get someone to bring it
eBay
back.
it. Well, look.
They flew a person flew it in for me. Everybody keeps asking how I
I
got
will
it.
find somebody
Yeah,
to
we'll-
fly it in.
We'll get a Malort mule.
Yeah, I'm a Malort mule.
Malort
yeah.
mule.
Do you have Malort up your ass, son? No, sir. Bend over, boy. Other than that, we don't really have anything on the horizon, which excites me, and it always scares me. And I always assume like, oh well, that's our run. We didn't, we're done. We're not doing any more live shows, and then they just come like
No, and then it warms up, and every brewery in the
every
state asks
fucking
us to
place
come out.
wants us to come out.
And I
And
have
I'm sure
a
after they listen to
feeling-
this episode, they'll be like, yes, I for sure want to go on that show.
And I have a feeling also that there is a brewery and or head brewer that will
Waiting
want
for
us to do an interview very soon.
Just to wait.
Just
Well, I always love
waiting.
how like I talk
We
about
just
how
got a
I
little
hate
break,
doing live
that's
shows,
all.
and no one really watches this show, so then they ask us to do them anyway, and then they act like they're doing me a favor. Those are always my favorite ones. But we have our website called tendrinkminimum.com. We have a Facebook page called facebook.com/tendrink, at tendrink on Instagram, and at tendrinkminimum.com on Twitter. Apparently that's a thing. I've heard about it. I see it every once in a while, and I don't really understand it completely, but it's there.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I go, wow, there's all these people arguing about something, and I go, that's a lot of work to. I like drama, and that's a lot of work. But
I also want to throw this out there. If anybody does want to go and try their Sobe drinks, make sure to at us on social media
Ooh,
and
that's a
use
good
the
one.
hashtag we are 10 drink
Drink
minimum.
minimum.
Yeah.
they're all live streamed through the coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's day 14, guys, and Smiley, he perished many days ago, but
I'm pretty sure
But we-
alcohol kills it.
you can still eat a person that's died from the coronavirus.
Oh,
but you can,
perfect.
Yeah.
But anyway, we will. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Zion Miller for being here from ABQ Brew. Too bad he's not here right now. But thank you for being here. Check them out. It's called ABQ Brew. It's a
Not
Exclusive
app.
membership service.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a subscription service.
And with that,
We
are
10drinkminimum.com. Hold on. Oop, wrong thing.